This is a village where no man dares to set foot, because it housed a group of insatiable succubi. Every man they summoned ended up being toyed with to death. However, the protagonist Harem was an exception. When he was summoned, the heavens and earth trembled. A surge of immense magical power erupted from the ritual circle. All of this was thanks to his awakened blood demon god system. For every drop of a woman's blood he absorbed, he gained a random attribute point, and so, he drained every girl in the succubus village dry. Because, in 2025, a massive energy surge occurred on Earth's surface, tearing open a portal to their winged realm, releasing countless mythical beasts that once existed only in novels. They flooded into Earth, the human world. Humanity became locked in a bitter struggle against the aberrant beasts. Conventional firearms could barely harm the beasts. To fight these extra-dimensional monsters, some humans unexpectedly underwent evolution. In this extraordinary era, those evolved wielded overwhelming power. Yet the protagonist, Harem, was just an ordinary laborer. Due to the aberrant beast's invasion, he was diagnosed with a condition one that could kill him abruptly at any moment. But for his sister, and to fulfill his mother's dying wish, he had to fight to survive. So he joined a squad's extermination mission, with the objective to wipe out the aberrant beasts in a nearby nest, and eliminate the threat completely. Harem was the only non-evolved in the team. His primary duty was safeguarding the supplies. After battles, he also had to scour the battlefield, collecting valuable materials from the beast's remains. At the start of the extermination, the team operated in harmony. The ordinary first-tier beasts were no match for them, but soon Harem noticed something strange. The ground trembled violently without warning, meaning something far more terrifying lurked nearby. Before he could process it further, a massive figure emerged from the forest. That was a fifth-tier magical beast at least 100 meters long, a beast of Thetanobo's class. Those evolved Bangshave only been seen on TV. They were so scared on the spot that they were trembling uncontrollably. The intel only mentioned a first-tier beast here. This has completely exceeded their capabilities. But luckily, Harem's shout from behind snapped everyone out of it. "What are you standing around for? Run or you'll die." Hearing the cry, the group finally snapped out of their terrified daze and frantically rushed toward the exit. But unfortunately, this Titan boa moved too fast. Given their current strength, it was only a matter of time before they were caught. So, Captain Chen Zizhen went straight up to Harem and slashed his chest, sending blood flying. Before Harem could even process what was happening, he heard the despairing words, "You're the only one in our squad without combat ability. You're the most worthless. Is also the best candidate for bait. I've seen your records. You were diagnosed with a terminal illness not long ago. You won't live much longer anyway. Might as well make some last contributions for us before you die. Blame yourself for being too weak," he said. Chen Zizhen then threw Harem toward the Titanoba. The Titanoba saw a fresh piece of bloodied flesh appear before it, first flicking its tongue, before opening its gaping maw and lunging forward. Just as Harem thought, he was about to meet his end in the serpent's jaws. His mother's face involuntarily flashed through his mind, her dying words telling him to protect his little sister no matter what, and to live on with strength. But in that fleeting moment of his life flashing before his eyes, a magic circle suddenly appeared, followed by an overwhelmingly powerful surge of magic piercing through the heavens, forming a portal. The deadly Harem reappeared within the portal. Even the knife wounds on his body had vanished. Just as he was utterly baffled by the situation, countless voices of admiration rose from below the steps. Who would have thought that the trash scroll Nicole picked up would actually work? So cool. We're in luck this time. It's been ages since we've seen such a high-quality man. I'm already feeling my blood boil. So excited. He's even radiating thick magical energy. Such a charming guy. I wonder how he'd be to play with. Can't wait. Harem's face was full of shock. What the hell is going on here? Why are there so many succubi here? And can't they see the status window in front of me? At that moment, Nicole, the three-realm succubus beside him, spoke up. I used an ancient summoning circle to bring you here. When the circle activated, the heavens and earth trembled. You must be incredibly powerful to cause such a commotion. Your subordinate Nicole vows to follow you unto death, for all eternity, without betrayal. As Nicole swore her oath, Lee Harem received a system notification. Opening it revealed Nicole's information panel. Favorability level, 88%. When a follower's favorability reaches 100%, you may choose to add them to your harem and receive a mysterious word until this very moment. Lee Harem finally understood. It was because of these things before him that he was reborn. He had obtained power even greater than that of an evolver, the blood demon god system. This time, he finally had the means to seek revenge. Nick, who couldn't see the system, was curious. Why was he so excitedly groping at the air? "Milord, are you unwell from sleeping too long? You want to move around a bit, right?" Lee Harem cleared his throat lightly. He admitted that he did want to stretch his body. As expected of a succubus, she immediately offered the softness of her chest. "If you insist on touching something, please feel free to enjoy this subordinate's body. If my body can help you relax a little, milord, it is my honor." However, the succubi enthusiasts were quite unconvinced. "So despicable. They actually beat me to it. This kind of thing should be left to me. Mine are big and soft," Lee Harem heard. Yet he wore the face of a righteous gentleman. "Wait a minute. I didn't mean to take advantage of you. Are all you succubus people this thirsty?" Just these words alone directly dropped Nicole's favorability by 3 points. Nicole asked with a look of disappointment, "What's wrong? Is my body unable to arouse your interest?" Lee Harem froze, realizing he'd misspoken. Favorability must be one of the system's core functions. If he wanted to succeed in his revenge, he'd have to rely on the system's power and max out all their favorability. Then he began to praise Nicole. "You seem to have misunderstood me. You're beautiful. All of you are beautiful. I've never met a special woman like you before." Just 3 short sentences instantly raised Nicole's favorability to 90%. "But I've just been summoned by you now. I'm not quite adjusted yet. I need energy." Nicole replied with partial understanding. "Energy? Since you're the Blood Clan's demon god, then only blood can replenish your energy, right?" Then Nicole lifted her long hair, revealing her fair, slender neck. "Come, my lord, please indulge in my blood. It would be my honor to flow within you." This succubus swept aside her long hair, exposing her fair, delicate neck, signaling that the male lead could freely partake of her blood. But when Lee Harem saw that tender warning sign, he felt a vampiric instinct stir within him. Finally losing control of himself, he bit down in one go. But that single bite directly boosted Nicole's favorability to 92%. The system also popped up to notifications. Not only did he unlock the new skill Blood Fusion, but he also gained an increase in strength attributes. At this moment, the succubus Nicole trembled all over, her heart racing. "The feeling of becoming one with my lord is just too amazing." Lee Harem eagerly opened his status panel to check the skill, Blood Fusion, simply by diluting the blood of the opposite sex. He could gain random attribute point boosts, but each target only takes effect once. Although each attribute increase is only by 1 point, but as long as there are enough targets, it can still provide quite considerable attributes. Thinking of this, Lee Harem decisively asked Nicole for more blood. Nicole's body trembled slightly, writhing her waist as she replied, "Come on. Please keep enjoying it, take as much as you want." But Lee Harem shook his head. "I don't just want your blood. I need others' blood too. Fresh blood from women, the more, the better." Hearing this, the succubi below immediately blushed. "Do we get to join too? What kind of new game is this? It sounds really exciting." Seeing the eager succubi, Harem let them all come at him together. No one knew how much time had passed. A barrage of system notifications for attribute boosts popped up frantically. Those succubi whose blood had been sucked felt weak and limp in their bodies, with an intense, soaring sensation inside them, as if they had already engaged in a profound communion with the demon god's soul. It was as though they had been elevated to a higher state. As for Li Harem, he only felt an endless stream of power surging into his body. I just bit their necks a little. This reaction is way too intense, isn't it? Are succubi really this sensitive by nature? Soon, it was midnight. Nicole sneakily pushed open Li Harem's door. Lord Harem, I'm here. There were too many people outside earlier. You must have been holding back, right? Ever since you left bite marks on me, I've been obsessed with that thrilling sensation. Come on, my lord. Let's have a deeper exchange this time. Now, it's just the two of us. You can really let loose tonight. Please help me grow into a true succubus. With that, Nicole sat down directly, but the sensation was far too hard, making her suspicious. Yet when Nicole yanked the blanket aside, she was shocked to find that her demon godlord had already slipped away unnoticed at some point. Have you already found something more important than me? At the same time, Harem arrived at the heavily haunted mass grave. To take revenge on Captain Chen Zizhen, must improve strength as soon as possible. Right now, this place usually hides undead aberrant beasts. Just release magical energy to lure them out. Then, waves of blood-soaked magical energy danced through the mountain forests. Soon, clusters of will-o-wisps appeared, asking, "Who disturbed our eternal slumber?" The clusters of blue will-o-wisps materialized, transforming into the lowest-tier aberrant beasts, faceless specters. Seeing it was a vampire who disrupted their rest, they lunged forward, demanding his life. Though Li Harem was only level 1, all 5 of his attributes had reached 50 points. Dealing with these otherworldly beasts was effortless for him. After clearing one faceless specter after another, the sound of EXP increasing echoed endlessly in his mind, popping up. Soon, he unlocked the new skill Crimson Blink, allowing 2 short distance dashes within 5 seconds. By now, Li Harem had already reached level 8, with a total of 40 attribute points to allocate. Currently, strength, stamina, and agility provided the most combat benefits. But since he had just unlocked an agility-based skill, he ultimately decided to allocate all points into strength and stamina. However, right at that moment, the system suddenly detected danger. A 3 to 4 meter tall tier 2 aberrant beast, the Slaughterer, had already raised its cleaver. Despite its massive size, its movements showed no sign of sluggishness. However, the moment the cleaver swung down, Li Harem had already leaped several body lengths away, but shortly after landing, he sensed an iron chain whipping toward him. Fortunately, Li Harem leaped again, dodging the chain's brutal strike. Yet at the same time, the cleaver-wielding Slaughterer launched a sneak attack. Li Harem instantly activated Crimson Flash, appearing right in front of the Slaughterer. He delivered a kick to the side of its head, but the kick not only failed to deal damage, it instead made him the target of the chain's restraint. Luckily, Li Harem used Crimson Flash again, now looking rather disheveled, and safely retreated to the ground. These two were a troublesome duo, covering each other perfectly. Still, he'd managed to swipe a weapon from the Slaughterer's back earlier. The man awakened at the start with the blood demon god, and the system required him to dilute the blood of different women daily, or else he'd lose 5 attribute points due to the penalty. But now, he was stranded in the wilderness, with no idea where to find a woman. So, he set his sights on the already deceased female ghost. Just last night, Li, eager to boost his strength early, ventured into the unmarked graves. With 80% of his attribute points allocated to strength, he effortlessly slew his first tier 2 aberrant beast, the Slaughterer. At the same time, he unlocked a new skill, Blood Prison Funeral. But it was at this moment that he noticed the originally yellow names of the aberrant beasts had turned green. This meant the Slaughterer''s threat to him had decreased. Subsequently, Li Harem used his new skill, Blood Jade Funeral. A thick, bloody mist churned in one spot on the ground and transformed into countless spikes, piercing through the Slaughterer''s body. After killing 2 level 2 aberrant beasts, Li Harem activated a new type, Undead Slayer, which allowed him to deal 5% additional damage to undead enemies. A whole night of grinding mobs leveled him up to 11, but he still had a ways to go to catch up to Chen Zizhen, who was at the diamond tier. Right then, the system refreshed Li Harem's daily quest, tasking him with draining the blood of at least one female target before the next sunrise. Moreover, it had to be a new target, or else he would lose 5 attribute points. Only then did Li Harem realize the Blood Demon God system carried vampiric traits, but yesterday, he had already drained every succubus in the village. Now, his only hope rested on the dead female ghosts. Yet after a series of convulsions, the system notified him that the target's blood had decayed, preventing blood fusion from triggering. At first, Li Harem thought it was because this ghost had been dead for too long, so he drained every female ghost he could find. Unfortunately, the system kept spamming notifications relentlessly. Signs of tainted blood. Li Harem's head was spinning now. I shouldn't have absorbed all those face masks yesterday. Damn it, I was too impatient. I need a woman. Where can I find any women now? Meanwhile, the succubus Nico was getting frisky on Li Harem's bed. The lingering scent on the sheets made her feel as if she were lying in the arms of her dark lord. But suddenly, she froze, sensing the call of the demon god. My lord must need me desperately right now. Back with Li Harem, a Mercedes-Benz suddenly pulled up. The two men inside detected an unusual magical aura, and followed its trail here, thinking it might be some extremely rare mystical creature. Capturing it would mean promotions and raises at the corporation. But the man in the passenger seat was worried about potential risks. After all, they knew nothing about this creature. This made the female team leader in the back seat lose all patience with him. Such cowardice completely goes against our company's ethos. Is this how the corporation trained you? Don't worry, I'll handle the reporting appropriately. With me here, nothing will happen to you. We're definitely not the only ones who sense that peculiar magic. I must strike first. Just like that, the Mercedes drove straight up to Li Harem. Li Harem was stunned. Humans? Could there be women in that car? The very thing I need right now? However, it was two men who got out of the car. He's the one we're looking for. But the magical reaction isn't that strong. Only around second tier level. Li Harem's face was full of disappointment. So it's men, judging by the setup. They're specifically here to hunt me down. But just then, Li Zuer got out of the car. Looking at his outfit, he must be a Blood Clan mutant beast. Indeed, quite rare. Too bad it's just a second-tier mutant beast. Not even worth making a move for. You two, hurry up and deal with him. Then stuff him in the trunk, and we can leave. Li Harem's heart raced when he saw Li Zuer, a genuine woman. But of all things, she's a gold rank evolver. Right now, there's no way I can be a match for her. Her red title is proof enough. Just her two lackeys alone aren't ones I can easily handle. I can't just sit here and wait to die, thinking this. Li Harem used Crimson Flash and instantly vanished. When he reappeared, he was already behind Li Zuer, wrapping his arms tightly around her slender waist, and accidentally touching her sensitive spot in the process. Li Zuer's face burned red with embarrassment. What do I do if he touched there? I've never been in this situation before. The two men's veins bulged on their foreheads at the sight. Bastard, get off our team leader right now. But at this moment, Li Harem had already bared his fangs. In an instant, it bit down in Li Zuer's fair and tender. The system notification on her jade-like neck shows the daily quest is complete. Your attributes have been enhanced. Strength 1. Since birth, the woman had never been touched by a member of the opposite sex. Yet now, a vampire had bitten her neck. A sensation surged within her, as if she were about to soar into the clouds. Soon, an overwhelming energy erupted, sending Li Harem flying on the spot. Yet, Li Harem noticed the prompt above Li Zuer's head. Her favorability had already risen to 30%, but he still feigned a look of disgust. Not only did you dare to touch me, you even left these bite marks on my neck. Only by turning you into an ice sculpture can I quell the hatred in my heart. Li Heiren responded with a mocking laugh. You duplicitous woman, I've seen right through you. These words left Li Zuer at a loss for how to respond. Nonsense. I'm not duplicitous at all. Li Heiren felt smug inside. Seems like his gamble paid off. As long as he doesn't intend to kill me, I'll have a chance to escape. But just then, a card suddenly shot toward them. Yet Li Zuer, at the low-tier gold rank, intercepted it mid-flight. Sneak attacks are cowardly. Show yourself already. Two men, one tall and one short, emerged from the forest. Such a fierce woman, no need for such temper. I meant no harm. I just saw you hesitating to act, so I thought I'd lend a hand. Since you're not planning to kill him, why not hand him over to our elite center? Seeing two more gold rank individuals arrive, Li Heiren frowned inwardly. Why is everyone after me? But thankfully, Li Zuer didn't give them a friendly reception. Elite center lackeys? Don't delude yourselves. This guy is prey marked by our red dust. Watching this, Li Heiren suddenly hatched a plan. That's right. Only a stunning, noble, and icy beauty like you is worthy of claiming me. Those two don't deserve such praise. His words instantly raised Li Zuer's favorability to 40%. In short, this guy belongs to red dust. If you want him, you'll have to go through me first. Li Heiren kept cheering her on from the sidelines. Amazing. What an astonishing aura. Just in terms of presence alone, the two of them have already lost to you. And these two handsome guys are also quite impressive. They seem to have formidable strength. There's no way we can lose to those two sleazy guys over there. Seeing the negotiations had broken down, the red-haired one ordered the green-haired subordinate, who was at the gold tier, to attack. Upon hearing this, the green-haired one simultaneously launched 3 magic-infused cards at the group. But these cards were quickly intercepted by Li Zuer. With a mere point of her finger, she murmured the word, blizzard, summoning countless snowflakes to whirl toward the two from the elite center. The weaker, green-haired one couldn't even open his eyes. The red-haired one smirked, using a blizzard to limit our mobility, to create a situation advantageous to herself. A very smart judgment. It seems you've encountered a strong opponent. Li Zuer also sensed something unusual. This guy isn't simple. My blood melts before it even gets close to him. But judging by his tone, he doesn't seem intent on joining the fight. Is he looking down on me? Thinking this, Li Zuer also ordered her 2 bronze-tier subordinates not to interfere. Just keep an eye on that vampire, Li Heiren. With a leap into the air, Li Zuer launched a rose-shaped ice sculpture at the green-haired one. But the green-haired one was furious. What kind of joke is this? Who fights with a damn flower? His voice fell as a massive rose ice sculpture crashed directly onto the green-haired man, sealing him within the glacier, rendering him immobile. The red-haired man nearby sighed repeatedly, saying, "Your current situation is putting me in such an awkward spot. How am I supposed to report this to my dad when we get back? Should I say you got wrecked by a woman?" Li Zuer, overhearing this, retorted indignantly, "What's wrong with that? Do you look down on women or something?" "You're next," the red-haired man shot back. "Seems you still haven't grasped the situation." But just as the two argued, several heart-tipped arrows suddenly struck the 2 bronze-ranked men, turning their bodies to stone instantly, robbing them of all mobility. Both Li Zuer and the red-haired man froze, assuming another challenger had arrived. Yet the archer turned out to be a 3rd-tier demonic beast, a succubus. The succubus Nico, upon arriving at the scene, immediately threw herself into Li Heiren's embrace. "Lord Heiren, I finally found you." Li Heiren was both shocked and delighted. "Nico, how did you track me down?" "That's amazing." Nico explained she could sense her lord's urgent need, and had come specifically to assist him. "As long as I can be of service to you, my lord." "Nico is willing to give everything," she declared. Li Heiren replied, "Having a subordinate like Nico is truly incredible." Nico, in turn, said, "Serving a master like you is my greatest honor." However, their flirtatious exchange left Li Zuer trembling with rage. What's going on? Why am I trembling? Is it because they're flirting right in front of me? No, absolutely not. I'm not that shallow of a person. It must be that he turned my people into stone. Then he charged at the succubus in a rage. Stop being all lovey-dovey over there, you two. Hurry up and restore them for me. But just then, the redhead blocked his path. Seems like you picked the wrong opponent. You think you can hit my people and just run away? It's not that easy. With that, the redhead unleashed a palm strike toward Li Zuer. With the strength of a high-tier gold rank, he sent her flying dozens of meters away. The man had merely asked the succubus for a kiss on the battlefield, yet it ended up maxing out her affection for him. Once maxed, the man unlocked the peak blood from the system, using it to unleash the full attributes and skills of the blood demon god. But the only downside was that it lasted just 10 minutes. Earlier, the high-tier gold redhead casually struck with his palm, and Li Zu was sent flying. This made Li Harem nervous. Li Zuer, a low-tier gold, couldn't even withstand a single strike from him. Then Nicole and I don't stand a chance. The system once a follower's affection reaches 100%, a mysterious reward will be unlocked. Now, to seize even a sliver of hope, he had no choice but to gamble it all. The redhead stepped closer to the two, his face twisted with greed. He originally came forth rare vampire beast, but I didn't expect it to come with the succubus as a bonus. If I bring you all back, Dad would probably look at me in a new light, right? Nico couldn't take it anymore, and immediately hurled a barrage of crimson star swords at Redhead. But these swords couldn't even scratch Redhead's defense. In just a few swift steps, he leaped right in front of Nico. Luckily, Harem suddenly appeared and caught Nico, while using Scarlet Flash to make Redhead miss his strike. What's going on? Just a second-tier mutant beast. Its speed actually surpasses my naked eye. At the same time, Li Harem, carrying Nico in a princess carry, appeared in the nearby jungle. He knew he no longer had any escape skills left. We must increase Nico's affection level as soon as possible to obtain a mysterious reward. So without a second thought, he directly kissed Nico, raising his affection level to 99%. The redhead never expected to be force-fed dog food on the spot. A mutant beast is still a mutant beast mid-fight. It actually got horny and started making out here. If I'd noticed any later, you two would have already started mating, wouldn't you? I'll grind you two beasts to dust. Li Harem was freaking out right now, because the affection level was still 1% short. But just as the redhead charged at the two, he discovered they were shielded by a sturdy ice barrier, protected within. He recognized Li Zuer's handwriting at a glance. Don't be ungrateful. I only held back out of respect for the Red City group. I could have killed you outright. But Li Zuer was determined to fight for the vampire's favor. She declared that anyone who wanted to harm him would have to go through her first. Just as the standoff continued, Maiko's body suddenly trembled. Her affection meter finally reached 100%. Almost simultaneously, the system immediately unlocked a mysterious reward for Li Harem. For 10 minutes, he would gain unparalleled combat power, but it could only be used once. Soon, the indestructible ice barrier cracked with fissures, and seconds later, an overwhelming aura shot into the sky. The scent of blood filled the air for miles. When the crimson light faded, Li Harem's power had multiplied dozens of times over. His hair now reached his waist. You wanted to grind my bones to dust, didn't you? Go ahead and try. By now, Redhead was drenched in sweat. Wasn't he just a tier 2 mutant beast? How did he suddenly gain such terrifying power? Seeing Redhead hesitate, Li Harem raised his hand and activated Demon's Grasp, forcibly yanking Redhead toward him. Redhead's name tag turned from red to a harmless green. Don't kill me, I was wrong. Please, spare me. Li Harem replied coldly. You didn't speak to me like this earlier. The red-haired man coughed up several mouthfuls of fresh blood. I was blind to your greatness before. I was too stupid, please forgive me. This scene reminded Li Harem of Chen Zizhen. Back then, That guy lifted me up just like this too. Like a piece of trash that could be thrown away at any moment. If I remember correctly, that bastard was an evolver registered at your elite center. This makes it hard for me to forgive you." With that, Lee Harem flung him outward violently. Then he slammed a fist into Red Hair's body. The massive impact sent him crashing through the ice. That had trapped his companions. Who would have thought just one punch could leave a gold-tier upper-level evolver completely immobilized? Such terrifying power left Li Zuer utterly stunned. Is this the same little vampire that just bit me? Was he going easy on me before? The succubus Nicole beside was still trembling slightly. Absolutely stunning. You truly live up to Banff, Master I've chosen. At the same time, Zhangji was frozen in ice. Finally broke through their remaining ice fragments. I was just careless for a moment and got banned. But luckily I got out. I'm about to get serious now. However, as soon as finished speaking, I saw Li Harem flick the cloak on his back. Countless disgusting black bats. He emerged from the center of that cape. Zheng Ji, whose skills Arianly at the lowest gold tier, wrapped up. At first, the sounds off struggle could still be heard. Until later, when the bats dispersed, only a skeleton remains. Killed a low-tier golden evolver. Li Harem leveled up 5 times in a row. Meanwhile, it also permanently unlocked the new skill that was just used. Bloodstorm. A cute girl suddenly had a sword appear in her chest. Its owner immediately grabbed the hilt of the sword, pulled it out. Turns out, when a follower's affection is maxed out, their bodies produce a special type of equipment. Just now Li Harem gave a flick of his cape, summoning countless bats. The evolved one sat the elite center, turned into a bag of bones, and the red-haired guy lying paralyzed in the ground, half his body useless, but kept letting out faint cries for help. Li Harem said he couldn't hear and asked him to speak louder. The redhead spoke with all his might. "I don't want to die. Help me. My dad is the CEO of the elite center. Just let me go home. I'll agree to anything you want." Li Harem raised his hand upon hearing this. "So eager to go home? Let me help you out." Then Red Hair's body floated in midair. "You're so kind. I'll definitely pay your kindness properly." Li Harem sneered. "No need for repayment. I'm just being helpful." With that, he suddenly swung his arm violently. He threw the redhead like a shot put, swift as a streak of flight across the sky. Li Zuer thought he was joking, but looking in that direction, it was indeed the direction of the giant rock. He thought to himself, "Could this vampire really send him home?" Just then, that streak of light passed through countless mountains along the way. As if unstoppable, it slid right above the massive rock. It didn't stop until it crashed and collapsed the elite center's building. At the same time, on Li Harem's side, got the system notification for a 5-level promotion. EXP has been credited, which means Thatredhead is already home, and kicked the bucket after finishing off the elites at the center. Li Harem looked at Li Zuer. It made him instantly nervous. "What are you trying to do? Now it's my turn, right?" But Li Harem ignored him. Instead, they asked the succubus Nicole, "There's something I'm really curious about. I need you to cooperate with me." Nicole waved her hand. Tasho, she got the message. Lord Harem can do whatever he wants to me. But as soon as the words left his mouth, he felt the energy within his body. It all seems together in the chest. It feels like something is about to burst out any second. But soon a sword hilt emerged. It's really huge. Is this Lord Horan's mighty sword? He let out a moan as if he were giving birth. He's too big. Please pull it out. Be gentler. Li Harem quickly hugged Nicole to stop her from pulling it out slowly, and reassured that this is the product of our soul's resonance. It'll be fine. Just hang in there. The entire sword was swiftly drawn out in one smooth motion. This sword aura is called Bloodblade Bledsoe. Its special equipment produced from the body of a 3rd-tier mutant beast. At this moment, Li Zuer completely stunned. A weapon was actually pulled out from inside the chest. "With your skills, you're no match for me. Probably won't need to use this weapon. Did you deliberately use that sword to get to know me?" Li Harem said he overthinks things. Then he slashed forward with the bloodied blade. The powerful gale tore Likshuer's clothes to shreds. Only the semi-sheer fishnet stockings remained on her body. You have no honor. Whatever you want to me. Why do you have to ruin someone else's clothes? How Rand told him to cut the crap. That was just a warm-up. If you don't want to be like them, come with me to the grove. I've got something to take care of. Soon the two of them arrived in the dense jungle. Lizuer blushed and looked around nervously. I thought to myself, this guy deliberately called me out to the grove. A man and a woman Alanetager is so awkward. What on earth does he want to do? Wait a sec, I think I get it now. He had already shown me mercy before. They haven't gone all out yet. Then there's only one explanation. He must have a crush on me. You want to take advantage of my good looks. He may be a bloodline beast, but in reality, it's just a bit more demonic aura. Appearance and physical structure are no different from humans. By conventional standards, Heshold be considered handsome. Given the current plot development, is he trying to force himself on her? However, just as Lizuer finished headmining the scene in her head, just saw Liha rample off a cabadon. Is it starting? It's my first time. Am I really going to be taken by this bloodline beast? This goes against all moral principles. Lee Harem just leaned his face in closer, gently saying whatever I say next. You just copy whatever. Underling Lizuer is willing to follow you to the death. Forever and never to betray. The close distance made Lizuer's heart race. He asked what kind of game this is, role-playing. Lee Harem didn't want to explain. I spared your life not for you to ask questions. Just do as I say. Lizuer had no choice but to reluctantly comply. Read that oath word for word without missing a single one. With a ding-dong sound, Lee Harem successfully gained a second follower. Name Lizuer, race human. Age 24, Illusion Live Gold lower tier. After reading the panel information, Lee Harem pressed forward again. You did a great job. I'm very pleased. At this moment, Lizuer's breathing became rapid. Too close. Is he about to kiss me? Is my first kiss about to be taken? Then what should come next is, women are born. I've never had any physical contact with the opposite sex. But now, a vampire has torn my clothes apart. They even forced her to recite an oath of unwavering loyalty. From then on, she became one of the male leadshare members in his conquest of the world. Lee Harem was very pleased with her performance. Deliberately moved closer. Lizuer thought the other person was going to ask for a kiss, and obediently closed their eyes. Unexpectedly, Lee Harem suddenly retreated. Alright, that's a boot. The rewards end here. The petrification of Thossatul underlings of yours. It should be lifted in a little while, but Lizuer was a bit disappointed. Is it over already? What happened next? Lihoran reminded earnestly. About me. Don't tell anyone, got it? After saying that, he bid farewell to Lizuer. Alright, I don't have to meet a waste on you anymore. But at this moment, Lizuer suddenly called out to stop him. Wait. Lee Harem turned his head in stunned confusion. What's wrong? Still not satisfied. Lizuer replied shyly. If my teammates wake up and see me like this, it might be a bit awkward. Help me think of a solution. Both words had barely left my mouth. He was draped in Lee Harem's clothes. The lingering warmth and scent left behind. It made Lizuer feel quite ambiguous. But because of that, his favorability has risen to 60%. Soon it was evening. Lee Harem opened the interface, admiring all the attribute points and skills gained today. But at this moment, the system then popped up the qualification for the Blood Domain Arena Challenge. But the arena doesn't provide experience points. And regardless of winning or losing, the injuries sustained will not heal. So from a rational perspective, it's better to wait. It's safest to challenge it after leveling up. The lengthy upgrade still made Lee Harem hard to bear. After much deliberation, he still chose to open the Bloodbath Arena. As the saying goes, fortune favors the bold. He couldn't careless about all that. Stepped right into the portal. Passing through the portal, he discovered the vampire attire on my body has actually been fully restored. At the same time, the system popped up a notification saying, "Welcome to the preparation room. Please choose a weapon for your duel. Every weapon here has additional attributes. No matter which one you choose, it will significantly boost your combat power." But Harem isn't particularly skilled in any martial art. I don't even know what to choose. Yet just as he was worrying about it, but saw a cucumber with no attribute bonuses. Additional effects apply when using consecutive stabs on enemies. It will cause a brief twitching effect. Harem didn't hesitate for a second and decisively chose this one. The cucumber's vibe matches mine perfectly. As a weapon, after selecting the weapon, 3 new buff shave appeared again. The one who lowers defenses, the armor breaker, and potions that restore health. There's also equipment forging to obtain random gear. Harem summarized his past experience of playing games. In the end, I chose the most cost-effective Heartbreaker. And then, after a brief disappearance, he was teleported into the arena. The spectators in the stand surround the center of the arena. It looks just like the Colosseum of ancient Rome. With the entry of challengers, a young woman also appeared in the arena. He is the regular gold medal commentator of the Bloodbath arena. The little devil Sal under the heat of his passionate speech. From the Dark Night Forest, the first-level gatekeeper, symbolizing ill omen and death, also making a gradual entrance. Harem was stunned the moment he saw the woman. "What's wrong with you? Why are you crying non-stop?" The banshee clasps her hands together, devoutly wailing her lament. "I am the woman connected to hell, the one who can predict death. Wherever there is the scent of death, I shall appear, weeping for those about to die upon you. I saw an endless aura of death, so I howl for you." Harem discovers the banshee doesn't have a color contingent strength displayed above its head. I don't know if it's the arena. Restrictions have been placed on the system's functionality, but it doesn't matter anyway. The intensity I feel is more of a reference value. With that, Harem waved his hand, released countless disgusting blood-colored bats. But these bats can't hurt the banshee at all. In just a few swipes of Theclaws, everything turned to ashes, faded away. Immediately, his figure vanished from the spot. When it appears again, was already on Harem's back. But Harem wasn't completely unaware, but deliberately lured the enemy in deep, planning to use a large cucumber with long ridges. Engage in unlimited control. But just as the big cucumber was about to slap him in the face, who would have thought that damn banshee actually pulled off a last-minute move? Kicking straight, he kicked the ridiculous large cucumber away on the spot. Fortunately, Harem managed to grab Thief Male Demon's foot in the nick of time. This left him in an extremely ward split position, frozen in place. Harem took advantage of the momentum and pinned him to the ground. Jokingly said, "Didn't expect you to see my weapon." Lost their mind. Just give up the struggle. All my stats are almost allocated to strength. You can't break free. This is clearly a dick. A plain cucumber with no stat bonuses. But after stuffing it into the siren's mouth, it made her tremble instantly. Turns out it was a huge ribbed cucumber. Has a special effect that causes the target to convulse. Just now, the banshee was repulsed by phallic objects. I'd rather reveal my flaws than let the twisted cucumber fall. But this instead allowed Harem to grab her ankle, and then pin them to the ground in one swift motion. Give up the struggle. In terms of strength, I'm unmatched. But maintaining this position must be quite painful, right? If you don't want to suffer, just admit defeat. But at this moment, the wicked banshee suddenly burst into loud wails. Those intense sound waves. He sent Harem flying with a single blow. Originally, this is the banshee's predultimate move, the wail. Alpha just as toward this crying. It can awaken People's innate fear of death. Bit by bit, it's crushing the enemy's spirit. And then completelos the ability to fight. Finally dragged into the abyss of death, as expected. Harem was quickly drawn into the illusion. He saw his already deceased mother inside. The mother reached out her hand. I said I'd take him along to paradise together. But right now, Harem, whose mental strength wasn't high, was exceptionally clear-headed. Death is no strong Gerdomi at all, betrayed by teammates and sacrificed as fodder for the monstrous beasts. Suffering from a strange illness that could lead to sudden death at any moment, or perhaps in childhood. Escaped alive from the battle incident between mutated beasts and evolved humans. Damn, my mom went all out, saved me and my sister from that accident. It's not like I was Buichidinto giving up on life, but to let me live a good life. Lee Harem broke free from the illusion. Once again, picked up that ridged cucumber. At the same time, he also activated the skill, Blood Shadow Art. The body's outline negrally blurred, until it completely from sight. But the banshee started wailing again. Turned the cries into tremendous energy. They carried out indiscriminating across the entire arena. It's a shame. At this moment, Lee Harem had already arrived in front of the female demon. He shoved a ridged cucumber straight into his mouth. Choked back subs after being hit. The banshee's body suddenly trembled. At the same time, the buff for Thermor Breaker successfully took effect. At this moment, Lee Harem pulled the cucumber out of his mouth again. At the same time, pulling out a 2.5 meter long thread. Then unleash a rapid and intensely vibrating combo. Keep poking to hit every single acupoint on the gloomy banshee's body. Poked all over, yet it's just a cucumber. Why is it so amazing? Every time it stabs over, it's more intense and thrilling than the last. I can't hold on much longer. Lee Harem continued to intensify his offensive. Is that all you've got? My combo isn't even finished yet. Under wave after wave of fierce attacks. The banshee's body convulsed uncontrollably. At the same time, there's a feeling inside that soars straight to the heavens. I can't control myself anymore. My body is getting weirder and weirder. As paralysis status effects pop up all over the screen, the damn banshee actually crashed straight to the ground. Wait until the dust settles. Yet all I saw was the furious banshee hunched over, kneeling on the ground trembling. Even if Lee Harem had already stopped his attack, but his body still had intense aftershocks. Please stop poking, I give up. Even the gold medal commentator could help but tremble. That's terrifying. Just looking at it sends shivers down my spine. Lee Harem urged impatiently. Hey, he's already admitted defeat. Can you announce the competition results now? Sally was a bit distracted. Sorry, I lost my composure. The gloomy ice witch finally admitted defeat. The winner of this match is Lee Harem. He will qualify to challenge second level at this point. Lee Harem's eyes fell upon more trophies before him. It not only increases resistance to abnormal statuses, the unlocked skill shave also been upgraded, but due to not fully recovering my own condition, he temporarily declined to enter second level Blood Realm arena. Then he returned to the Succubus village through the portal, but just left the arena. It triggered a new system prompt. You have unlocked the Hidden Skull winner's contract. Defeated opponents in the arena will become your follower. Release this skill outside the arena area. Can summon followers to assist in battle. After reading the introduction, Lee Harem was also startled. If you've cleared 50 floors, doesn't that mean you can summon an entire army? But at this moment, the two groans from inside their room interrupted his train of thought. That voice sounds a bit familiar to him. He pushed the door open and entered, but upon stepping inside, only to see the succubusnicle panting heavily on the bed, seems to be enjoying the lingering scent on their own bedding. Lee Harem saw this kind-of scene for the first time, also had a face full of shock. Nicole's strange behavior was discovered. Explain right away that it's not what you think. I'm here to deliver your clothes, because you gave the coat to that human woman. So they worked overnight to make another one for you. The size is exactly the same. Lee Harem patted her head and said, "This is for you. I'm really worried about where to get a new outfit. You just delivered it to me. I really can't live without you. Nicole, I will cherish her dearly. Won't give it away anymore." These words made Nicole happy all night. Lord Harem actually said, "Can't live without me." What a bold and explicit love confession. This is a blatant confession, isn't it? This is something that will haunt them for life. It means serving by Lord's side, right? She's clearly a banshee woken prophesy the death of people, but now ridiculously large ribbed cucumber has been shoved into their mouth. Conquered by the male lead, becoming one of the most powerful enforcers in the imperial harem. Just now, a half-ORC army suddenly attacked the succubus village. Not only tied up all the succubi in the village, still planning to take all the food, gold, silver, and treasures. Take everything away. But at this moment, 3 arrows suddenly shot over violently. 3 ORC peons looting treasures turned into stone statues. Their leader turned back and roared angrily, "Who dares to ambush us? Tired of living already?" And Nico expressed with disgust, "What a disgusting bunch of people torn into first thing in the morning. If you don't want to turn into stone, release my people and get hell out of the village." The leader even mocked him for failing to see the bigger picture. "What cards do ya have up your sleeve? How dare you threaten me?" At the same time, the other ORC laborers raised their pickaxes in unison. They charged up at this critical moment. The ground suddenly sprouted countless bloody spikes. "Kill all the peonorcs on the spot." Nico saw the Demungid take action. That's when I finally felt at ease. Lee Harem steps forward to comfort Nico. "Don't worry, just leave it to me here." The half-orc centurion was curious. How did the Blood Clan end up mingling with the succubi? "This has nothing to do with you. I advise you not to stick your neck out." Lee Harem was somewhat injured upon hearing this. "Their blood runs through my veins. You dare say it's none of my business? You've already pissed me off. It's too late for regrets now. Speak." He activated the winner's contract. Translate the newly subdued Berserk Valkyrie soldier Hilda from last night. Summoned it out. Maiko looks at the Demungid summoned beast. Instantly looked shocked. So impressive. Even the summoned beasts possess a formidable magical power. The Centaurian relied on his 100-man army. Didn't even give the Banshee a second glance. Little did they know. The gloomy Banshee unleashed her most proud and deadly ultimate move. The wailing of Alpha's mournful cries is heart-rending. Instantly disrupted the minds of all the half-beasts. Their minds are filled with it. All sorts of suicidal thoughts will surface. A demi-human with weaker mental strength simply can't handle it. Killed on the spot among them. Only a half-ORC centurion with strength reaching the 3rd tier. Pushed through with sheer willpower. "I am a half-ORC centurion. I bear the honor oft ORCs on my shoulders." But the words had barely left his mouth. Got suddenly hit by a wave off CGT's looting and burning. "Is this the honor off you half-beasts? Then this honor is way too cheap. The weight on my shoulders. And you're the whole succubus village's hope." After finishing a set off gymnastics, Lee Harem then unleashed. The red storm summoned countless bats. Tearing into the Fleshoff, the half-ORC centurion. Seeing how thick-skinned he is, it's impossible to break his defense. The gloomy Banshee Nicole on the side. And also unleashed their ultimate move. Under the relentless bombardment of 3 powerful moves. Even 3rd-tier mutant beasts called hold on and collapsed. Lee Harem knew all too well that showing mercy to the enemy was being cruel to himself. Immediately activated the Blood Jade Funeral. Cut off the last hope of the ORC Centurion. We've wiped out his wave of ORCs. Lee Harem also leveled up several times. Afterwards, Nickel checked the village. No loss was found. The captured companion only suffered minor injuries. It's nothing serious. Those succubi's favorability toward Lee Harem. Naturally, there has been a significant improvement all around. At this moment, Lee Harem suddenly praised the goth girl. "This is the first time Bang Zida has summoned you. You did well, all thanks to your crying." Those ORCs lost the ability to resist. The gloomy Banshee heard she was being praised. His face turned red right away. "It is my honor to serve you. Whatever you ask me to do, I will do my best." Lee Harem once again remembered the daily blood-sucking task. He then ordered the Banshee to follow him into the woods. However, just as arrived at the grove, the Banshee was bitten on the neck by Lee Harem. "The receipt clearly shows you just used a cucumber last night. You've tortured them like that. Why are you biting me neck again now?" The task you mentioned. Is this just to satisfy a particular fetish? It hurts a bit, but since it's your order, then I will also persevere to the end. After completing the blood-sucking mission, Lee Haeren then wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. Explained that this isn't some weird fetish. As a vampire, I need to drink the blood off the opposite sex every day. To stay energetic, this is really important to me. But right after saying that, I noticed said the banshee didn't seem quite right. Damn, I'm afraid she might get anemic from all the blood loss. At this moment, the furious banshee inched over, trembling uncontrollably. After sparring with you yesterday, my body became unusually sensitive. As soon as I see adults, my mind goes blank. The scene of you defeating me in the arena immediately comes to mind. Just now, you were sointimate with me again. It's making Mibity feel all weird. It feels like I'm about to freak out again. In order to spark a romantic connection with the Blood Demon Lord, this succubus. He didn't hesitate to let his companions tattoo marks on his body. Those who see the mark, my mind is filled with dirty thoughts, then couldn't help but act impulsively toward the opposite sex. Originally, just as Lee Haeren dealt with the invading ORC army, and after saving all Thessacubi in the village, Nicole kept thinking all day about how to repay him properly. However, her companion suggested that Nicole repay the favor with her body. That's the most sincere way. And of course Nicole has thought about it too. But Lord Haeren seems to be solely obsessed with battle. There's still some as cold soda by my side. A stunning beauty like Li Zur. Moreover, I lack experience in matters between men and women. Can I really satisfy an adult like this? The companion immediately caught the key point. So you're worried that Lord Horan isn't interested in you? Nicole nodded. I've tried a few times but never succeeded. The teammates think Nicole is just too uptight. Seducing men is a succubus's essential skill. I have a way. Can make Lord Harenable to resist you. Take off your towel, I'll eat you. Nicole immediately took off her bath towel upon hearing this. I'm ready, what should I do next? But the words had barely left his mouth. I saw my companion heading towards Nicole's body. A beam of light shoots out just below her navel, marked with the succubus exclusive sigil. Although your combat talent is more outstanding than the other clansmen, but only by possessing this, you're the real succubus. At this moment, on Lee Haeren's side, because the mana cost of Thewinner's contract is too high, want to push your limits in battle, he had no choice but to allocate attempts to his mental stats. As for strength and stamina, for now, I can only rely on insane workouts to keep going. But just at that moment, his door was suddenly pushed open gently. The one who arrived was none other than Nico, wrapped in a towel. Lord Haeren, I know exactly what I'll give you in return. Lee Haeren saw that it was Nick who had arrived. Stopped exercising. What the hell is Nick that got you so hyped up? Seeing those rock-solid muscluses if carved by a knife and axe, Nick's face turned red in an instant, thinking this is simply a work of art. No way, I'm way too hyped. His body started to disobey him. I unconsciously took off the bath towel. At this moment, Lee Haran's gaze was somewhat at a loss. The first thing noticed waist mark on that fair skin, but that mark only needs to be glanced at once. It triggered the system's abnormal status alert. Resistance has reached the standard. You are immune to the silver pattern's control effect. At the same time, the succubus hobstowed the mark upon Nico, suddenly remembered something very important. If the effect activates but fails to charm the target, then yourself will suffer the backlash. Lord Haeren is none other than the blood god. Nico's mark probably can't charm him. How are we going to wrap this up? And on Lee Haeren's side, he pointed at Nico's lower abdomen and said, Nico, you don't seem quite right. Your tattoo is. As expected, Nika suffered the backlash. My mind is now filled with indescribably filthy images. Something inside me feels like it's about to burst. Just as painful, Lord Haeren, please help me. Lee Haeren expressed that he understood Nicole's feelings. He immediately opened his sturdy arms and embraced her. You don't seem to be in your right mind right now. Can I really? Nicole asked urgently. It's okay. No matter what. Lord Harem can do whatever he wants. That's how the two of them spent there. A night so wild Evan's house shakes. Time quickly arrived at morning. Nicole finally came to her senses as well, but the moment she got up, it feels like an endless surge of magic is overflowing from within. My own abilities seem to have made a significant breakthrough. Is it really? Is it because of my fusion with the adults last night? Master Harem's thing down there. There's actually such a magical effect. Although my charm didn't work last night, but in the end, the grown-up still went along with my wishes. As if they wanted to devour me whole. That was an absolutely blissful experience. That's absolutely awesome. Lee Harem was suddenly jolted awake by the system notification at this moment. Followers, you can obtain essence of the blood demon. Not only are the attribute points significantly boosted, he even broke through to the lower tier of the 4th rank. But this essence of the blood demon, only for followers with 100% favorability, take effect once. Only at this moment did Lee Harem realize one can help their followers break through class barriers, and Nick's attribute shave already surpassed his. Nick saw the look of surprise and shock on his face. I thought it was because it didn't perform well last night, but at this moment, the system once again urged Lahoran to do it before the next sunrise. At least absorb the fresh blood off one member of the opposite sex. By the way, besides the succubus village nearby here, are there any other beast tribes? Preferably the kind with women. You thought it over carefully. Actually, that bunch of forks from yesterday's tribe, just on the other side of the forest. They burned, killed, and looted everywhere, pressing other exotic beasts. There should be female orcs and men in there. Every day, I need to absorb the fresh energy off different members of the opposite sex, whether the target is a succubus or a human. Still, the Gotham Banshee connecting to hell. Even an ugly female ORC, all became his future. One of the harems that conquered the world, turns out to be. Right after Lee Harem and Nickel had spent a wonderful night together, they then set off and arrived at the gates of the ORC tribe. This must be the ORC tribute we're talking about. These guys have been oppressing village for a long time. Now is your time for revenge. Let me see the strength you've gained after your breakthrough. Remember, always leave the women alive. Do you even understand? I thought Lord Harem would give me this chance for revenge. He deliberately gave it to him, so I must perform well, live up to the expectations of adults. At the same time, Nicole generated an enormous amount of energy in the air. It caught the attention of the half-beasts. This is the unparalleled magic bestowed upon me by the adults. Today, I'll let you ignorant fools take a good feel of it. His words just fell. A massive shockwave. It swept through all the buildings within a kilometer. At the same time, a large number of half-beasts died. It brought Lee Harem a massive amount of experience points. Sure enough, it's exactly the same as when Bingzida killed enemies with her cries. Just keep following and killing the enemies. I can then gain the corresponding experience points for the target. At this moment on the land where the ORCs are stationed, a massive crater with a radius of several hundred meters was sunken into the ground. And Nico then Medea fear statement. By the name of Theblid God, Lord Lee Harem, coming to exterminate this ORC tribe. Today is the day you die. Two of the half-orcs caldent stand Nicole. He charged straight at it. Just a measly succubus. Who do you think you are? What the hell is this blood demon god? Is it as bad as our Centaurian? Yet Nicole moved both hands simultaneously. He grabbed two ORC heads and smashed them together. Then a long whip materialized in their hand. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Let me show you the traditional secret techniques of the succubus race. Using this to take your lives is just perfect. Two ORCs, every single one of you, come at me all at once. Soon all the orcs rushed forward at once. On Nicole's side, amidst the sound of spanking, Lee Harem's system kept popping up with experience points gained and upgrade prompts. Having Nicole help me level up makes things way more efficient. I wonder what the level 25 skill is. Dark Affinity. Movement speed increases by 30 at night or in dark environments, and the attack will also inflict a bleeding effect. Lee Harem feels, I've truly become a complete and utter bloodsucker. All future battles will have to take place at night. I don't know how long you've been killing. Nick has already carved out a mountain of corpses, committing murder, arson, and pillage everywhere. The half-beasts are just this pathetic. That's so disappointing. The remaining female orc was furious. You bitch, don't get too cocky. I'll teach you a lesson right now. But the words barely left my mouth. Lee Harem activated the Crimson Flash, appearing on Thief Male ORC's back, revealing sharp vampire fangs, bit into the female half ORC's neck. At the same time, the system reminded Lahoran that he had completed the daily task. Soon it was evening. The Battle of the Half ORC Tribe. Nico has killed a total of 178 enemies. Among the captives were 30 female ORCs. Lee Harem was very satisfied with Nico's performance. After advancing to the 4th rank, it's truly extraordinary. Nico flicked her hair a little, feeling somewhat shy. It's all thanks to your excellent guidance, Lord Harem. Lee Harem suddenly changed the subject, asked about Nico's current strength. It should be able to extend the petrification duration of the love arrow. Take these prisoners back to the village and turn them to stone. Save it for later, I might still have a use for it. At the same time, I couldn't help but think to myself, even though the image isn't great, but they are all genuinely of the opposite sex. Just keep them well stored and smoke one a day. You won't have to worry about the daily quests for that entire month. Afterwards, Nickel took out a bead. This is the treasure I just found here. It doesn't look like an ordinary item. Your subordinate wishes to present it to you, my lord. Lee Harem took Nico's bead, his eyes popping out. His detailed panel magic breath pill, using it increases your maximum mana, and conceals its own demonic aura, cutting off external perception. As long as you eat this stuff, can shield its own demonic aura. Returning to the giant chamber again won't be noticed by the evolvers. Now should be qualified catch up with him, right? The next day, Nicole found out Lee Harem was leaving. I can't help but ask where I went wrong. Are you displeased, my lord? Lee Harem expressed satisfaction. Just some personnel matters to take care of. You gotta check out the Megamall. It probably won't take more than a few days to wrap things up. I'll leave the Assessor under your command. Don't slack off when I'm not centered around the village. Go clear out all the strange beasts within a 10-mile radius. If we encounter a female beast, we'll handle it the usual way. After explaining everything, Lee Harem waved goodbye. Alright, go ahead and do what I've told you to do now. After Lee Harem had walked far away, Ben couldn't help but ask Nick, why do adults always shave to go to fancy places? Nick isn't sure who's actually there either. Lord How Rand's thoughts. It's not something you or I can casually speculate about. The human girl fell hopelessly in love with the vampire. Every day I have to smell Thegicat that still carries her scent, able to fall asleep. However, after waking up today, I heard the strange sound of panting. It turns out this vampire is already in her home, finished a full set of exercises. Seeing Lee Zuer standing there in disheveled clothes, stunned, Lee Harem then asked if she had been woken up by him. Lee Zuer paused for a moment. Snapped out of my daze in an instant. When did you come in? How come I did not notice your presence? And how did Yauk know my home address? Lee Harem stopped and explained. You are the one who swore allegiance to me. I can sense your location. What's so special about that? Do I need to report and justo visit my own subordinates? But this time I came to find you. There is indeed so Mathinji need to ask of you. I need you to help me look into someone. The Elite Center's top tier valve being Chan Zizhen. I want to know his recent task schedule. Li Zhu readily agreed. No problem at all. After all, I'm still Thetum leader of Hong Kong Group. I still have some connections at this point. Lee Harem recalled another matter that had been weighing on his mind. Li Zhu told him to go ahead and speak his mind, as long as it's something she knows. I'll definitely tell you everything I know. But Lee Harem suddenly smirked mischievously. You were holding on to my clothes all night last night. He kept muttering my name over and over. What the hell were you dreaming about? Facing such a problem, Li Zuer didn't know how to respond and immediately blushed. Actually, she had a dream last night. Me and Li Harem are sparking some romance. At this moment, the sound of the alarm clock snapped Li Zuer's thoughts back to reality. He didn't answer Laharen's question. She turned around and renounced she was going to be late. I gotta go to work. The things you told me to do. I'll have the results when get off work. Li Harem saw his reaction was so intense. That dream must have been really exciting. The scene shifts to the underground parking lot of Red City Group. Li Zuer walked along, lost in thought. That dream last night was so awkward. He actually saw my embarrassing moment last night. How am I supposed to face him after this? He must be at home lawing at me right now. But then an unfamiliar VC interrupted him. Li Zuer, team leader Li, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you for advice. Just a few days ago, yet it was the remote outskirts. An abnormal magical outburst incident has occurred. You remember, right? My younger bro Thuru Wen and his partner, we went to investigate together, but both of them ended up getting killed. My younger brother's corpse. It was even thrown onto the roof of the elite center. As far as I know, you and your team also went to investigate the magical anomaly. Common occurrence. As a top-tier gold-level expert, even you Wen met an untimely death. Why? Are you all safe and sound? Li Zuer was deeply wary of the legendary Yu Wu, but still forced to act calm. What do you mean by saying that? Are you saying ickled your brother? Wang Meng, who was standing by, lost his patience. Young master, don't waste your breath on him. He won't confess unless you beat it out of him. After saying that, the golden-ranked Wang Meng unleashed the flames from his body and quickly rushed forward at the same time. But just as he unleashed the explosive fist, but was defeated by Lixuer, whose only gold rank blocked it with an ice wall. Is this how Elite centers operate? Relying on having a legendary tier player present? How can you be so unreasonable? This is the main building of Red City. The people upstairs are all on our side. If you're thinking of making a move here, I'll see this through to the end, Yu Wu replied. The attitude has improved a bit now. Team leader Li, don't get the wrong idea. This subordinate of mine is just like my little brother. It's just that the personality is a bit impulsive. The heart is still very gentle. We don't mean anything else by it. Just genuinely curious. What exactly did you see that day? Is there anything about my brother? Or perhaps just a tiny clue about that strange beast? Li Zuer tricked into arriving at the scene that day. All I saw was a skeleton. Didn't see anything else. Not even a trace of the beast. Are you happy now? Yu Wu revealed a meaningful smile. Then he nodded to thank Li Zuer. Afterward, Li Zuer let out a long sigh of relief. I knew it. The elite center had their eyes on me after all. Things are getting more and more tricky. An average evolver spends their entire life. At best, you can only reach gold upper tier. Can break through gold. Reaching star diamond rank calorie makes you a genius. And the legendary tier is an extensive and higher than the star diamond. A genius among geniuses. That Yu Wu appears gentle and refined. In reality, it's a dagger hidden behind a smile extremely dangerous. I have to remind him. At the same time, at 5 volts, Hevamited on the pole. This scared Wang Meng out of his wits. Actually, Yu Wen just had an oct moment. I've been holding Iton this whole time. Li Zuer's hairstyle is actually asymmetrical on both sides. It makes me so uncomfortable. Didn't Li Zuer take Tuo team members with her? Grab them both and ask for a clear explanation. If their statements don't match up even a little bit, let the 3 of them join my brother in death. How amazing is it to hook up with a wealthy human sugar mommy, not only giving away superior life and mana potions, and even gave out a full set of top-tier rare gear with maxed out stats. The man wanted to repay her, decided to give you a sweet kiss. It turned out that right after Li Zuer left for work, Li Harem just stayed in the room the whole time, waiting for the experience points to come without even realizing it. He has already reached level 27 and also earned the new title of Battlefield Commander. As long as you wear this title, all followers' attribute will increase by 10%. It's way stronger than the previous Undead Slayer. At this moment, Li Zuer dragged her suitcase back home. I've already looked into the matter you asked about. Chan Tishi's Chun will lead a small team. Tonight at PM, we're heading out of town for a mission. The team has 8 members, all of whom are top-tier experts. The detailed information of the task, and the list of team members, skills, moves, home address, contact number, and other details. It's all here. My abilities are limited. This is all Thintel we can get. Li Harem looked at the list with some bewilderment. This can't just be collated a little bit anymore. You might as well hand over their entire family registry to me. You're truly something, girls. You've been a huge help. Li Zu bit her finger. It's just a piece of cake. No big deal. Even if you praise me like that, I wouldn't be happy either. But in reality, his favorability has already increased to 69%. Li Harem certainly knew he was saying one thing, but meaning another. But I'm even more curious about what's inside that box. Li Zuer said the sewer all gifts for him. He said, as he opened the box. A bunch of health on mana potions for higher-ups. Took it out. At the same time, they also decked out Li Harem in a bunch of rare gear. The attribute value skyrocketed in an instant. Li Harem felt that the set of attributes was way too over the top. I don't have any money, man. Why on earth are you giving so much stuff for no reason? Li Zuer said. You've already been targeted by the Elite Center's people. The opponent is a legendary level evolver. I just hope that when you're in trouble, these gears and potions can help you a little bit. Hearing this, Li Harem was so moved that he threw himself into Li Zuer's arms, and then directly planted a scorching hot kiss. At the same time, his favorability skyrocketed to 83%. A moment later, Li Zuer was shocked to realize her first kiss had been taken away. Li Harem smiled and then said goodbye. I appreciate your kindness, but I have something even more important to do right now. Step outside. Li Harem hid the appearance effects of the equipment, planning to go see my younger sister, Zhao Yu. The scene shifts to Jushi No. 1 Middle School. Li Harem's younger sister, Zhao Yu, is attending evening self-study in the classroom. At this moment, he used the blood shadow technique to stand outside the door and peer in. Sorry, Zhao Yu. My current situation is too dangerous. I really can't show up. It wouldn't right to recognize you so abruptly. I'm afraid it might bring you unimaginable disaster. In this world of evolvers, weakness is the original sin. So I must keep getting stronger. That's why. Only I am worthy tossed in openly by your side. No longer have Tonger cold shoulders. At this moment, Zhao Yu suddenly felt a strange sensation, but when he looked toward Theodore, there was nothing there. Strange how my tears keep flowing uncontrollably. The time has come to 10 p.m., and Chen Zizhen indeed. Ran led a small team out on a mission accomplished. You guys go get the Whitebeard commander's gear, and pack up all their recyclable stuff from him. The flat-top guy said. Even a third-tier superior white bear commander, nothing can stop your swift blade. The captain's current level is trash. It should be enough to advance to silver spirit rank, right? Yet, Chan Tishi's Chun didn't give a pleasant look or flattering words. Forget it. Hurry up and finish packing so we can go home and sleep. But the words had barely left his mouth. I immediately heard Li Harem's voice coming from behind. Go home and sleep. You're overthinking it. You're all kissing his ass. Let's make the most of the time. I'm afraid I won't be able to take the photo after tonight. Chen Zizhen recognized him. Li Harem, you're not dead? Took my hit. You can still escape from the Titanoboa's mouth. How is this possible? Li Harem snorted. Nothing is impossible in this world. Just like I didn't believe either. There will be people who didn't hesitate for a second. It's like stabbing your own teammate with a knife. I'll come find you tonight. It's about making you pay in blood for what you've done. The buzz-cut guy burst out lying upon hearing this. Are you out of your mind? Lee Harem, you're no even an evolver. Still want the captain above King Kong to pay with his life. Are you dressed like that cosplay Dracula or something? At that time, the captain was considering the bigger picture. Just decided to sacrifice you. I think the captain did nothing wrong. You have no one to blame but your own weakness. Besides, you're not even dead right now. Then nothing would have happened. Why are you still here annoying us? Just so happens I've got $200 in my pocket. Consider it my personal compensation for your emotional distress. Consider this matter settled. Don't push your luck when given face. But the moment he finished speaking, a huge sword swung straight over. There was a sudden snap sound. A head went flying up into the sky. Blood was even gushing out from the window. At this moment, Lee Haranosaurus surged even higher. I don't want money, I want my life. The man swung his sword and severed the head of his former comrade. I'm gonna take out his whole damn team. Captain Chen Zizhen found it very strange. There isn't a trace-off aura on him. How could they kill Jiang Weiming, who was at the diamond level? This is unreasonable. Just now Jiang Weiming must have been careless for a moment. That's why he ambushed me. Kill him. Avenge Wei Men Liu Chen, the master of thunder and lightning, heard this, and take immediate action to show loyalty. You won't get this kind of shitty luck again. Prepare to die, he said as synergy erupted from his hands. A powerful bolt of lightning strikes the ground, roaring with a thunderous sound. This is my full power strike, you worthless piece of trash. You should have been turned to charcoal by my lightning by now. But the words were barely out of his mouth. A bloody spike pierced Liu Chen's head. Seeing this scene, Chen Zizhen also involuntarily got out in a cold sweat, and the others in the team, and lost the initial arrogancy and domineering attitude. Lee Harem's voice was laced with disdain. Is this the ultimate full power strike of the King Kong? It's just a bit numb, that's all. Far from being at war, just too weak. Chen Zizhen finally howled, hold it in anymore. This guy is no ordinary person at all. He was hiding his true strength all along. But he's just one guy. Let's all team up and take him down together. Lee Harem let out a cold laugh. What makes you think I'm alone? As he spoke, he activated the skill winner's contract. At the moment a magic circle appeared. Those two diamond-class evilverse were instantly obliterated. I saw the bitchy banshee playing with her nails. It's just trash like you. Still dreaming of killing Lord Horan? How laughably overconfident. Then the two of them cut in from either side of the line, in no time at all. Just clear out all the team members. Only one left. Let this subordinate handle him for you. But Lee Harem stopped the grief-stricken banshee. Don't be so impatient, buddy. This guy is left for me. However, Chen's eyes noticed something fishy. You're such a useless piece of shit to have gotten this far. It really pisses me off. Although you've been entering your best to hide it, but the moment each move is unleashed, it will still reveal your demonic aura, and that monster by your side. And yet, you keep calling me, my lord, with such insistence. So you're not even human, just here to kill me. Have you even abandoned your own integrity? These words made Lahoran even angrier. Isn't this all thanks to you? What right do you have to accuse me? Chen Zizhen raked into his waistband. You dare to come seek revenge on me. It's because you're so damn sure of yourself. I only have the strength at diamond rank upper tier, but you miscalculated. After the last mission was screwed up by a 5th tier aberrant beast, I was already prepared. Go ahead. He injected the drug into his neck. Hehe, this cost me a fortune. Bought the new underground drug on the black market. It can bring out me full potential. You can even break through level limit in a short time. Now, reach the Silver Spirit intermediate level. You're 100 years too early to seek revenge. Lee Harem narrowed his eyes. What's the point of leveling up to orange anyway? It's nighttime and you still stand no chance. Chan Tishi's Chun didn't understand Wath was saying something about daytime. The you at night simply don't understand the power I wield now. Even if it means leading the superiors, can't even keep up with my current speed. You still can't escape the fate of being killed by me. Lee Harem, Due to the effects of Dark Knight affinity, the speed of movement once surpassed that of Chen Zizhen. The dense and overlapping gaftism made him shudder with fear. No way, I've outdigotten my shots. My eyes couldn't even keep up with his speed. Very soon, Chen Zizhen's back was attacked by Li Harem. Because of the effect of Knight affinity, the injured man is bleeding, losing 1.5% of max every second. The wicked Banshee saw through the grown-up scheme. There's a chance to take them out in one hit. Yet deliberate Leviathan the crucial point, clearly enjoying the thrill of tormenting that person. At this moment, Chen Zizhen was desperately screaming Li Harem's name. Get the hell out here. I'm not gonna Losato a loser like you. I'm gonna kill you with my own hands. But the words barely left my mouth. A greatsword pierced straight through his chest. For an eye, for a tooth. An old friend of Minius still starving. After saying that, Lahoran drew his greatsword. A massive amount of blood gushed out from the window. In an instant, the entire area was dyed red. This moment, Chen Zizhen, lying on the ground, was plunged into despair. The mouth kept mumbling incessantly. Tell Li Harem to give him a quick death. But Li Harem opened a superior health potion instead. Just now, you were trying to kill me. Now you're changing your chin and begging for death? I won't just kill you like that. That's letting you off too easy. I still need to treat you. The man was clearly stabbed through the chest with a sword at death's door, but was saved by the male lettucing a high-grade health potion. The purpose is to keep tormenting him until the mind completely breaks down. Then Li Harem pierced Hiskni with the greatsword. Make it sound like bones are breaking. At this moment, Chen Zizhen let out a painful roar. At the same time, blood kept gushing from his mouth. Li Harem dragged him deep into the forest. I still have plenty of medicine. Every 5 seconds, I'll stab you with my sword again. I want to make you feel it. Endless pain and despair until the very end. I'm gonna throw you into Titanoboa's belly. Let you experience the feeling of being torn apart by sharp teeth. These words. Even the Banshee would shudder upon hearing this. I knew I was right. He just enjoys tormenting his enemies like this. Just like how you tortured me in the arena back then. The adult is a sadist, and at the same time, inside the elite center building of the Megacity, a hot-bodied. The secretary reported to U5 about the eldest young master from the tech department. Just detected a special magical energy signature. Although it's intermittent and very faint. But it's the same case that young master Yuwen is investigating. Its location, near the area where Chen Tishi's Chun's team was carrying out their mission. Upon hearing Wu's words, his face darkened. Hid for so many days. The truth finally came out. And on Li Harem's side, he was abusing Chen Zizhen while, and took him to the location where Titanoboa was known to appear. Open your eyes wide and see clearly. Do you still recognize him? Chen Zizhen let out a faint plea for mercy. Please? I don't want to be eaten by that kind of thing. Yet all of this has become a distant dream. Li Harem abruptly swung the greatsword in his hand. He slit his throat, splattering a large amount of blood, and then, like throwing out the trash, he threw it at the Titanoboa. The Titanoboa smelled the blood. He gobbled up Chen Zizhen in one bite. But after eating it, I didn't go out of my way to provoke Li Harem, and simply turned around and left the place without another word. Li Harem smiled and left right after finishing his meal. Is it because both Bingzida and I are exotic beasts? He doesn't seem to have any hostility toward us. After Chen Zizhen's death, Li Harem leveled up to 30 and unlocked the new skill Soul Resonance. When the follower's affection level reaches 100%, can resonate with each other's souls, and generate a powerful exclusive piece of equipment. I've already witnessed Sedniko's soul resonance, even though only in the state of peak blood, experienced it for 10 minutes. But it's confirmed that Bledsoe Satrabatus are indeed extremely powerful. Gotta max out, then every follower can resonate with a piece of equipment. My potential will become immeasurable. Bing Zeta's current favorability is at 50%. Li Zhu is 83%. Then my main focus going forward. It was about to fall on the two of them. But right at that moment, The system keeps popping up danger warnings. Crazy. Extremely dangerous target approaching rapidly. Please evacuate immediately. Lee Harem had a bad feeling that something terrible was about to happen. Immediately order the Banshito dispel the summon and hide. At the same time, at 5 o'clock, a pair of huge black wings spread open. Flying at high speed, it won't take more than 3 minutes. Just arrived at the exact spot where Lee Harem had been moments ago. However, after he landed, he couldn't find the target. Just a moment ago, I'd still sense a faint trace of life. And the bloodstains on the ground also stop here. Where the hell has that bastard hidden? Can you just vanish into thin air, or what? But just at that moment, the nearby Titanoba sensed the intrusion of humans. It immediately bared its fangs and lunged at U5 to bite. Can't be bothered with him right now. A mere 5th-tier beast dares to disturb me. I don't have time to play with filthy scum like you. But only after flying several dozen meters did they realize. The face of this giant python seems asymmetrical. There's actually an extra horn growing on the right side of the head. Ugly things. Looking like that and still daring to show your face. I can't stand you anymore. Lee Harem on the other side. He hid in the preparation room of the system arena. The system actually issued Suck a severe warning. This must be what Lickshuer was talking about. The guys who came looking for revenge on me. Although the demon breath pill can conceal the demonic aura on me, but during combat status, still couldn't avoid their release of demonic energy. It seems that before my skills reach the pinnacle of perfection, I should probably try to tone it down a bit. This is clearly just a Smoliather whip with no attribute bonuses. But after spanking Beauty's buttocks, it instantly got her all hyped up. Turns out this little whip delivers a sting with every lash. Can also increase the attack power just now. Lee Harem was trying to evade legendary level evolvers and took refuge in the arena. But once you enter, you have to finish the match before you can leave. Although the equipment Lickshuer gave him was disabled, but with his level 30 strength, he wasn't afraid at all. I don't know if it's because my level got higher. Lee Harem discovered the attribute values of weapons during this preparation phase. There has been a noticeable improvement compared to the last time, and the variety of weapons is still quite comprehensive. Whether leaning towards offense or defense, there are plenty of options. Since we managed to fin the threaded rod last time, a weapon like Cucumber with special attributes, then this time will definitely work out too. After a quick search by Lee Harem, and finally found a little love punishment whip, hit the target, puts oneself and Thetterget into an excited state, and increase each other's attack power by 1%. Lee Harem decisively chose Thesmal Whip as his competition weapon. This is a high-risk, high-reward weapon. As long as you have the confidence to dodge the enemy's attacks, then the risk is gone. Then the system ding. Let him choose one buff from 3 options. Assist in combat, specifically increasing the value of loot. Summon a follower onto the battlefield. There is also a significant tradition in output and damage taken. Lee Harem was the first to react. Just exclude the overlimited turtle shell buff, and the adventure journey is high risks and low rewards. Not worth it at all. In the end, only the good companion buff is truly practical. No matter which follower gets randomly picked, it's always a win. At the same time, Lee Zuer happened to be taking a shower in the bathroom, worried in my heart. Lee Harem, why isn't Hebek yet at this late hour? Could it be the two Wu found out? Or maybe something else came up? But after some thought, I realized my worries were unnecessary. I've seen his skills firsthand. But just as Hugh is lost in thought, a blinding white light suddenly flashed before my eyes. Right after Lee Zuer, who was in the middle of taking a shower, was teleported into the arena. Detected that Thiefalower is in a nude state. The system is replacing outfits. Lee Zuer will be ready soon. 2 more pieces of underwear appeared on his body. You saw it all, didn't you? My body was bothered by you, wasn't it? What the hell is this place? Lee Harem instinctively glanced at the little whip and said, "Don't be nervous. I just called you over. Just wanted to confirm your skills again. Li Zuer blushed secretly. Then there's no need to wield such a shameful weapon. At this moment, the golden commenter Sally began to announce. Bloody Second floor challenger. It's Li Harem and his followers. And the current champion of this floor is a witch who has mastered the arcane secrets of flame. Afterwards, a stunning, long-legged beauty walked out of the flames. 2 against 1. This should be fun. I won't surrender and admit defeat like that coward Bing Zida. I'll burn everything in the field to ashes. With that, Balrog, the fire demon, waved his hand, threw out a little fireball. But when that small fireball reached the two of them, but suddenly panded 100-fold. Li Harem also struggled to turn his body sideways, barely managed to dodge the fireball. He turned around to observe the area behind him, but saw the floor along the way. It has long turned into a living hell. This also made him question the effectiveness of the little whip. The opponent's attack power and range far exceed expectations. If you keep boosting his attacks for him, the risk is way too high, and the damage taken in the arena will carry over to reality. No matter whether I or Li Zuer gets hurt, it'll be a real pain in the ass. Wait a sec. This effect says that after hitting the target, it will put both yourself and the target into an excited state. There is no restriction, the target must be an enemy. At the same time, Balrog continues to wield the arcane mastery of flames. In an instant, countless fireballs were hurled, filled the entire arena. Let me see how you dodge this. Almost at the same time, a thick ice wall suddenly rose from the ground. The endless chill warded off the assault of the fireball. Make the arena split instantly. It brings out two completely opposite extremes of temperature. At this moment, Li Zuer's palm was pressed tightly against the ground. I hate fire attributes the most. Just because you deal high damage doesn't mean you can act all high and mighty. I'll shut you down today. However, the Balrog of Morgoth also hates the ice attribute the most. That was me not going all out just now. Next, I'm going to get serious. Li Zuer snorted coldly. Let him bring it on. Then, just as I was about to straighten up, never thought my butt would get inexplicably slapped out of nowhere. He couldn't help but let out a moan on the spot. At the same time, the effect off the little whip was triggered. Attack power 1%. Li Zuer couldn't understand why Li Harem was whipping her, and Li Harem didn't explain much. Plans have changed. Bear with it. This position is just perfect now, she said. He then proceeded to whip Li Zuer's buttocks several times in succession. At this moment, Li Zuer only felt an inexplicable excitement in her body. The attack power is also continuously increasing. The commentator, Sally, couldn't figure out what was going on. Li Harem is fighting his own people, and the battle was quite intense. Screams of agony filled the air where they turning on each other. Only Ballo on the field looked utterly embarrassed. This is the arena we're talking about. What the hell are you two doing? He was punished with 69 lashes from a small whip. But even though it hurts, there's not the slightest hint of dislike. I even felt increasingly excited. So it was the riding crop. Can excite oneself and the target. At the same time, increasing others' attack power by 1%. So now Li Zuer's attack power has increased by 69%. At the same time, the title Battlefield Commandrate effect is also activated. His stats increased by 10%. End user Li Harem. I've never felt this good before. Increasing attack power while it also triggered Night Affinity's passive effect. But at this moment, Thicewell created by Li Zuer already defeated by Balrog the demon. Hey Emph. Your ice wall is nothing special after all. You two can't even handle a little bit of pressure. How dare you do such a thing while fighting me? I'll never forgive you guys. Looking at Barlow in this pose, the commentator Sally knew he was about to unleash his ultimate move. It seems that Li Harem and his group's actions just now. Balor has been completely enraged, as the Balrog's molten breath erupted from its maw. A massive one too. A breath attack that can cover the entire arena. It hit both of them, but Li Zuer took the initiative to propose facing the challenge. This is between him and me. Please leave him to me. Only to see Li Zuer's hands gleaming with the cold light. Endless chill. A massive glacier forms in front. That lava breath the moment it made contact was instantly frozen solid like an icicle. At this moment, Balor, Thiedman King, froze in shock. My ultimate move turned out to be so weak and useless. But before he could think for a moment, that glacier actually slid along the earth type. It gradually extended to Balo, froze him in ice. Seeing this, commentators also made the ruling. Li Haren's followers turned the tables. Completely frozen Baro, the winner of this match. For Li Haren and his followers, he will qualify to challenge the third level. At the same time, the system pops up a notification indicating an increase in fire resistance. Also gained new skill points. At the same time, the system asked him, "Do you want to continue the challenge of the third level arena?" Li Haren believes that with current stacked attack power, it's still possible to keep challenging. But the mood seems a bit overly excited. This might be the side effect of the little whip. Then he asked Lixuer beside him, "Just now, your performance was great. I really appreciate it. But how are you feeling now?" Li Zuer said she feels really weird. Pain and pleasure coexist. Li Haren guessed that Lixuer had already lost her mind. "If you continue to challenge, I might very well end up like this myself." So he decisively refused to continue the challenge. "Forget it. Let's just use the portal to send him home first. This way, I can also dodge the guys who are after me." After passing through the portal, Li Zuer began to feel her body hurting more and more. "Hope Li Haren can help press down a bit." Li Haren said no problem. After all, that was thanks to oneself. But the words were barely out of his mouth. The system reclaimed the outfit issued to Li Zuer. Li Zuer had no choice but to go change into a fresh set of clothes. Then he lay on the sofa and said, "All right, I'm ready. You can start now." Then Li Haren began to gently massage Li Zuer. But at this moment he realized the effect of the little whip hasn't diminished at all. On the contrary, it's getting even stronger. Li Zuer praised Li Haren for his excellent skills. The stinging sensation was completely gone after he pressed on it. But at this moment, Li Haren couldn't suppress the restlessness in his heart, expressing the desire to make up for the regrets in her dreams. Upon hearing this, Li Zuer said she wasn't mentally prepared yet. "I didn't plan to take it that far." But Li Haren said in a commanding tone. His way of referring to himself seems a bit off. Upon hearing this, Li Zuer naturally called out, "Master." At the same time, his favorability rating also skyrocketed to 98%. "Just spending a wonderful night with my master." The woman feels it inside her body. An endless surge of energy is pouring out. He obtained the essence of the blood demon. Its attributes have been significantly enhanced. The evolution level has also been upgraded to Star Diamond tier. Li Haren didn't expect this mechanism to be so powerful either. Even the gold-ranked Li Zuer, it can directly level you up by a whole tier. If used on someone of higher status, could it really have this effect too? Then he asked Li Zuer if she still remembered. Nicole's chest gave birth to a snow-white blade. Now, he is also qualified to produce his own equipment. As soon as he said that, he triggered a soul resonance. Let all the energized side Li Zuer gathered at the center of the chest. In the next moment, the magic array on his chest. Slowly, a pitch-black crown emerges. The exterior looks incredibly impressive, not at all inferior to Succubus's Bloodblade, and it also fits perfectly with the owner's temperament. And after Li Haren put on the crown, intelligence, spell power, and critical strike have all been significantly improved. But avoid being too flashy. He still decided to let the system hide the visual effects. Li Haren put on his clothes and bid farewell to Li Zuer. "Thanks a lot for your help these past couple of days. My business is already done. My identity doesn't allow him to stay here for too long. But there's still on every important thing. Aren't you supposed to be pretty well off? Can you lend me some money?" Li Zuer didn't find it abrupto suddenly ask for a loan either. "My things are yours, master. Use as much as you want." Actually, Li Haran borrowed money to give younger sister Li Jiaoyu a generous living allowance. At the same time, when he left the school, he also casually took a female student along for the ride. Completed the system's daily tasks. Right in front of me, yet unable to acknowledge each other. This feeling is really strange. This money was borrowed by my brother after swallowing his pride. Spend it wisely. It doesn't matter if Li Xiaoyu didn't get into a good university. Being able to live a healthy and happy life is enough. At the same time, in the team leader suffice at Honking Group, Li Zhu still had a head full of dirty images, slowly savoring the magical feeling from last night. Yet such a strange move, but it was all taken in by one of the team members. But now, he has something more important to report. The team leader was seen by a colleague last night. People from the elite center, they took away two of our team members. I'm afraid it's also about the death of Yuan. Soon it was evening. The two team members who were taken away, Red and Orange, desperately tried to explain themselves. By the time we arrived there, all that's left is a skeleton, not even a ghost. Not a single hair-offed beast was seen. Your elite center can't find the culprit. You only know how to take it out on small fries like us, bullying the weak, but fearing the strong, throwing a tantrum out of incompetence. That's exactly you guys. The bald guy from the elite center was so angry that veins popped all over his face. Two stubborn folks. Looks like you two have a death wish. But the words were barely out of his mouth. The warehouse's metal door was violently torn apart. Here comes Li Zhu. Finally found you. Damn bald donkey, give my team members back right now, otherwise, I'll wreck your place. Those two team members saw that it was Li Zhu shouting, the team leader really came to save us. We definitely didn't follow the wrong person. Baldy is shocked. Li Zhu had a golden summer. How did you manage to come here without making a sound? Outside the warehouse. But there are dozens of high-level silver soul evolvers waiting for Li Zhu, who had broken through Toth Star Diamond rank, roared furiously. All your little minions have been turned into ice sculptures by me. Don't worry, you're next. Come try out the news kill I just mastered. With that said, he pushed both hands forward. Two snowflake darts flew left and right, spinning and flying towards the bald head. The bald man gathered flames onto his fists. A piece of cake. Your troops can't even break through my fire fist. Last time you should be thankful young master stopped me. But this time you were not so lucky. Li Zhu roared. I can't stand being without him. The unlucky one should be you. 16 layers of icy wheels descended as his words fell. A dozen snowflake shurikens, infused with raging ice elemental energy. All together, they went after the bald guy. Just spent a wonderful night with the vampire. Women draw strength from this. Straight up, broke through the ranks now. The Star Diamond level Heimven grasped a new skill, driving the 16-layered ice wheels, rushing toward the bald head of the golden upper rank. Yet the bald man was completely engulfed in flames. Keep all the frost at bay. Useless, my ass. The cream of the crop among the golden elite. You don't stand a chance at all. Li Zhu roared angrily. What can a golden superior do anyway? I'm not the same person I used to be. The bald guy didn't know about Li Zhu's level up, still arrogantly swinging his fiery fist to meet the challenge. But the shattered fragments off the ice moon he just broke, yet it pierced into their body like a razor blade. How could he even notice such tiny details? Can be precisely controlled. Li Zhu's fingertips twitched slightly as she murmured under her breath. Bloom. Ice flower, soon. The parts of the bald man's body where ice shards were embedded, all of them sprouted icy spikes, luring me to attack the ice wheel. It's actually a trap. It's all just to make me break the ice wheel and let my guard down. This is your real trump card. I really underestimated it, Li Zhu says. The shattered ice has already infiltrated his body through the wound. It only takes an instant to freeze their blood into ice. You'd better not make any rash moves right now. Then perhaps I'll spare your miserable little life. But the bald guy was aching with rage. I was chosen by 5th Young Master as a partner. That's because I'm at the gold level. A rare and unparalleled master. Such an awesome me. I actually got looked down on by a woman who's just low-tier gold. This is absolutely humiliating. As he spoke, the flames within him erupted. Shatter all the frozenness spikes into pieces. Who the hell are you trying to scary? Even if there's ice in my veins, I can also make it all go away. Then his figure vanished from the spot, leaped into the air, gathering into the massive phantom of a fiery fist. Li Zu let out a long sigh, feeling somewhat regretful at the same time. You really have a death wish. The next moment, countless ice spikes burst out from the bald man's body, pierced through his heart and out the other side, destroyed all the organs inside his body. Blood also sprayed out in the process. The bald guy who was just raging uncontrollably a moment ago, at this moment, his face was twisted with ferocity, devoid of life. Li Zuer's hands weareth in a chilling aura. Your fire can't handle me ice, and I've already. He's no longer the golden boy. The current me is at star diamond level. Afterwards, Li Zu irritated the two subordinates and asked about their physical condition. The two said it was just a minor injury. It doesn't matter, and no matter how that bald guy tortures. Not a single word about that strange beast was revealed, but their words had barely faded. Li Zuer immediately sensed an overwhelming murderous aura. This murderous aura, it has already far surpassed ordinary evolvers. He quickly turned it around to confirm, and sure enough, I saw the legendary Fish 5 standing at the door. Well done, Team Leaderly, in just 2 days. From gold rank to diamond rank. It's truly astonishing. In my life, there are 2 types of people I absolutely cannot stand. One type is people who appear asymmetrical left and right, and the other kind is the bastard who dares to lie to me. And you're really something else. You've taken both for yourself. At the same time, on the other side, Li Harem has already returned to the succubus village and got the bloodthirsty Eric Bledsoe. I only had a brief experience with it before. I didn't take a close look at his stats. The overnight crown also gets a nighttime boost. Is this a feature exclusive to the equipment? Unexpectedly, it even adds 100 based on its own level number to provide full attribute values. So the higher my level is, the stronger he gets. Nicole was over the moon with joy on the side. Lord Harem, as soon as he came back, he immediately set a soul connection with someone. The adult grasped that blood-stained blade, just like holding onto me body at this moment. A system notification for a level up popped up instead. Li Harem guessed it was Li Zuer who did it. I actually got promoted 3 levels in a row. It seems the opponent isn't weak at all. No, wait. A master who dares talklish with him at this moment. Only the elite center remains. He's in danger. Subsequently, Li Harem and Nick immediately set off, flying towards Likshuer's location. Along the way, he kept urging Nick to hurry up. Can you go any faster? But Nick said he had reached his limit. Actually, it's Lahoran striking this pose. It makes it hard for him to stay focused. A man can't stand 2 types of people in his life. One type is people who appear asymmetrical left and right. The other kind is those who dare to lie to him. And Li Zuer happened to fit both categories perfectly. In the next moment, Yu Wu's figure vanished from the spot. The sound of air being torn apart exploded in bursts. It was just a fleeting moment. Appeared directly in front of Li Zuer's eyes. Feel my wrath. As Yu Wu unleashed this powerful, charged-up punch, more than half of the warehouse wall was shattered on the spot. The violent explosion echoed out the entire mountain forest. The mighty gale. It sent everyone in the warehouse flying dozens of meters away. Even the diamond tier Li Zuer. It also plowed deep furrows into the ground. The power of a single punch is actually this formidable. This guy is so damn good. Are those 2 guys already done for? Damn it, I have to go all out. Otherwise, I wouldn't stand a chance at all just thinking about it. Li Zuer pulled out all the stops, simultaneously summoning layers of ice wheels, hovering in mid-air, yet with such powerful control. Yet it failed to evoke even slightest reaction from Yu Wu. Being able to control so many wheels at the same time, there's indeed some real skill. This must be your limit. Actually, it doesn't matter if you're a gold rank or a star diamond rank. It makes no difference to me. While he was speaking, countless densely packed ice wheels, all of them shot violently towards Yu Wu's direction. Yu Wu just gave a light flick of his hand. The gusts of slaughtering winds blocked the invasion of the icy wheel. At the same time, it also carried hundreds of ice wheels, sent it right back without a scratch. Pieces hung all over Li Zuer's body, spilled blood. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 ice wheels were scattered. Is this the legendary power? But the words were barely out of his mouth. Wu's eyes suddenly glowed red again. Li, whose eyes met his, surely suddenly fell into some kind of hallucination. I just feel completely unable to move. Is it a control skill activated by your own momentum? Damn, I'm screwed. Clearly, the story between me and my master has only just begun. Is it ending so soon? Yet at the moment of his despair, a massive surge of deep crimson energy suddenly descended from the sky, destroyed the terrain ahead. Amidst the swirling thick smoke, Li Zuer sensed this familiar aura. It's the master. The master came to save me. Amidst the thick smoke, Li Harem firmly blocked Yu Wu's fist with one hand. He unlocked all attributes and skills of the blood demon god. But the time limit only 10 minutes. She's my woman, don't you dare lay a finger on her. Yu Wu grew even angrier upon hearing this. No wonder Li Zuer has been covering for you all along. So you have that kind of connection. But it's also thanks to him. That's the only way to make a freak like you. Show yourself. The murderer who killed my brother is you. Now I can avenge him. Li Harem frowned. Revenge? I don't think that's necessary anymore. With that, he forcefully tore off one of Yu Wu's arms. Blood instantly gushed out like a fountain. Rain Warrior immediately covered the window. I screamed out loud, "Oh, my arm!" And Li Zuer witnessed this bloody scene. He was so scared they collapsed on the spot. Li Harem turned around and saw Li Zuer trembling. I apologized to her, saying I was late. But Li Zuer felt extra lucky amidst the shock. Master, it's so great that you came to save me. Then Li Harem threw Nicola potion. You treat him first. My time is limited. He must be taken out as soon as possible. However, Yu Wu had already calmed down by this point. It was only through a sneak attack that you managed to break one of my arms. How dare you even talk about taking me out? I'm only 13 years old. He's a legendary level prodigy who's been promoted to the pinnacle of genius. You lowly creature, you will never understand my greatness. Open your eyes wide and see clearly. His voice trailed off. A blinding red light instantly enveloped Yu Wu, but the red light faded away. Yet all that was seen was Yu Wu holding a crimson sickle in his hand, standing before the crowd with 6 wings on his back. The originally twisted farm had grown back out. When a man is 13 years old, and instantly awakened the form of a 6-winged angel of slaughter. But over the years, he's always been very resistant to transforming. Just because of this sickle, it violated his sense of bilateral symmetry. But the breaking of an arm, he successfully let go of his psychological burden. You bastard, how dare you ruin my aesthetic? You have to pay the price. Asymmetrical inferiority creature, they should be wiped off the face of the earth right now. Li Zuer sensed U5 skilling intent rising. Obviously, when fighting me earlier, didn't go all out at the same time. The system popped up an urgent mission. Have Li Harem eliminate the target within 5 minutes. After completing the mission, you will also receive a special reward. He didn't expect the system to be in such a hurry to kill Yu Wu either. At this moment, Yu Wu brandished Thistle reaping scythe in his hand. 6 overwhelmingly domineering slashes of god-killing blade energy were unleashed in rapid succession. But Li Harem faced such formidable blade energy, yet didn't even try to dodge. The next moment, a deafening roar erupted. 6 powerful blade aura slashed across Li Harem's body. Thick smoke billowed, and when it cleared, Li Harem, however, was completely unharmed. Such a slash. Dare you still boasting about killing? Let me show you. What is a true slash? Then speak. Li Harem raised the blood-stained blade in his hand, bled so. Then, with the sudden forceful swing forward. A blood-red blade that startles both gods and ghosts. The torrent falls like a crescent moon. It tore a massive gash across the entire land. Yu Wu thought he had dodged a bullet. The power is indeed impressive. It's a shame you still can't keep up with my pace. But as soon as the words were spoken, Yu-5E's left arm suddenly snapped off. Blood gushed like a fountain from the window. What the hell? I clearly dodged that. Why is this happening? Li Heiran said calmly, it's sword energy. Idiot. Didn't you like symmetry? Am I doing you a favor here? Yu-5 has already realized that the beast before him, far beyond one sound capabilities. He decisively soared into the sky, pretending to flee. It vanished beyond the horizon in the blink of an eye. A faint red light flickered in the air. Li Heiran quickly followed suit when he saw this. Killing you as a team limit requirement. Today you must die here. On the other side, Yu War formed his severed limbs. You fell for it, dumbass. Though you got skills, I'll give you that. But in the sky, it's a different story. My flying speed is unparalleled. The sky is the main battlefield where, and fully unleash my strength. And the power of the Angel of Slaughter can even reshape my severed arm. In the sky, I can never lose. But it was just in those fleeting thoughts. Li Heiran had actually appeared behind him already. What are you so proud of? Then came a slap right across Yu-5E's face, caused his glass to shatter on the spot, with a dull, thunderous sound that reverberated across the sky. His body at 5 was like a meteorite, plunging straight down into the mountain forests. After the thick smoke cleared, a massive sinkhole suddenly appeared on the ground, and Yu-5 is already in its last legs. My dad is the Seuf, the elite center. You can't kill me. If I die, it will inevitably cause a huge shock among the top brass of the giant group. They won't let you off the hook. However, this familiar dialogue made Li Heiran very disgusted. No wonder they're real brothers. You're about to die and still have to drag your dad into this. Do you think this is some kind of kids fight? Got beaten and cried for mommy and daddy. Unfortunately, now only you are dead. Only then can I find peace. As Li Heiran's bloodied blade descended, Bledsoe advances forward. A surge of furious blood in the midst of sorrowful music. It smashed directly onto Yu's body in an instant, and smashed a bottomless black hole into the ground. Then the level up notification skit popping up like crazy. Li Heiran instantly got promoted 5 levels in a row. Li Zhu exclaimed, that's insane. The master of Fortless Sleep out Yu Wu. He's a legendary opponent. Nick was also shocked. This level is nothing for Lord Heiran, just routine stuff. At this moment, Lihoran leveled up to 36. At the same time, unlocked a new skill. The torrent shot a powerful surge of blood forward. Deals massive burst damage. The form of the torrent can change based on the weapon used. The reward for quickly eliminating the target has already been deposited. That is a consumable item called Mini Blood. It disappears. Mini Blood disappears after use. Create a 1-hour blood in a continuous state. The stats of the Blood Clan will be doubled. Here's the finaltriat for everyone. Comparison table between mutant beasts and evolved humans levels. He clearly awakened the 6-winged angel of slaughter form. But the male protagonist severed his left arm with a single sword strike. And finally, add bloodshed. Bledsoe's Rathoff morning music. In an instant, Yu-5E's entire body was blasted to smithereens. At the same time, the ground also split open, revealing a bottomless abyss. After everything was settled, Li Heiran landed back on the ground. How are Li Zhu and Nico doing? Li Zhu was about to express her gratitude. The life-restoring potion he brought along. Little did I expect that Nicola beside me would beat me to it. She lunged straight at Li Heiran. Don't worry, sir. Both sister and I are doing just fine. With Lord Heiran here, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Li Heiran looked at Li Zhu. Given the current situation, you're going back to the jazz. Still couldn't avoid getting targeted by the elite center. Might as well come with me. But Li Zhu firmly refused. Although I really want to be with my master too. but now is not the right time. Legend has it that the 5 righteous zones perished while gathering evolvers. It is bound to cause a shockwave to the jazz world. The higher-ups in the jazz organization will definitely take action against you. I can stay behind to gather some intel for the master. Now, they truly see their master as an enemy. Only the elite center. If I had left with you too, then honking will surely you as a formidable enemy. I don't want to make enemies for my master, just for my own selfish desires. Li Harem didn't expect it either. Li Zuer was still thinking of herself at this moment. In that case, you better take good care of yourself. If there's any danger, come to me right away. I've got your back. And at the same time, in a private sanatorium in City B, the president of the elite center, Yu Tiangsheng, is coughing violently on the tissue paper, and it was also stained with freshly coughed up blood. Has it really gotten this bad? Lying in this goddamn nursing home any longer? Sooner or later, I'm gonna wreck Mibity from lying around all the time. And my heart is beating so fast. This feels really off. I gotta get back to Thelite Center right away. Just a few days later, the news of Yu Wu's death spread throughout the noble house. Back at the elite center, Yu Tiangxiang learned of his son's death. Heartbroken and desperate to avenge his beloved son, he passed through the Evolver Association, gathered the most powerful group of evolvers from the mega corporation, and held a special meeting during which the supreme level evolver of the Association's branch, Zhao Yifei, first to speak up during this period. What happened at the elite center? You've all heard about it, right? Several high-level evolvers were killed. Even the gold tier Yu Wen and the legendary tier Yu Wu have fallen victim, with the current prime suspect being. It was during the recent incident of magical anomalies. A monstrous beast appears out of nowhere. You are all the backbone of our giant corporation. Let me hear it. How should we deal with this? Yu Tiangsheng picked up the man, whose face was covered in bulging veins, and said, "Of course, it's to gather everyone, all top-tier evolvers in the city. Form an elite squad. Even if you turn Theboulder upside down, I must also find that monstrous beast to avenge myself." But Bailey and Fromsenland group disagreed. Our people will avenge your son. Are you so sick in the head that you've lost your damn mind? High-level evolved beings. But it's the precious resource that the group relies on for survival. If our people are sacrificed in the operation, can you take responsibility? I wouldn't risk subordinates' lives like this. On the side, Liu Genji from Theratius Union took over the conversation. Brother Bai, that's not how you should put it. As the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. Bai Lilian said silently in her heart. A brawny but brainless idiot. Still dare to call me, oh bro. Liu Genji believes that being in a high position, we should take protecting the guardian beast as our own responsibility. I will never coexist with evil. Our guild will go all out to hunt down this aberrant beast. Upon hearing this, Lai Hongting of Hong Kong Group can't help but admire Liu Genji's commendable spirit. This time's opponent. It's not something that can be solved with just passion alone. I've been to the place where level 5 and the strange beasts fought. There wasn't a single trace of the beast's blood found. Everyone here except for Zhao Yifei, who can come out unscathed. Killing level 5 of Ulver like this. The power of this exotic beast is unfathomable. At the very least, they have the strength of an 8th tier or even 9th tier. So far, it seems only people from Thelite Center have died by his hand. Is there a possibility? He's just targeting elite center. These words immediately provoke Yu Tiangsheng's displeasure. Old lady, what the hell do you mean by that? You have a Li Zu under you. Appeared twice at the scene of my son's murder. Your mortal world is quite suspicious. Could it be that this strange beast has some connection to you? Seeing the Twa side start arguing, Zhao Yifei immediately cut them off. Alright, stop arguing gallery. What's your point? I already understand about this strange beast. Our intelligence is too limited. Rushing and recklessly is indeed too risky. I will report the situation to the association headquarters. Request 2 additional top-tier evolvers to be dispatched. Aid boulder before support from headquarters arrives. Everyone, stay put and don't make any rash moves. Utiangshang was very dissatisfied. The top-tier evolvers are extremely rare, and they are usually very busy. Wait for headquarters to coordinate their schedules. Send them over as reinforcements again. It'll take at least a month. I can't wait that damn long. By pooling the strength, all evolvers in the city, we have every Chincheto take him out. Why not give it a try? But Zhao Yifei just gave him a cold glance. Boss you? Are you seriously ill? Go home early and get some rest to recover. He just followed the Mali led through a stretch of reeds. It feels like every part of Mibidi is hypersensitive to the extreme. These reeds look just like the male lead's hands, constantly shifting over his body. It made him itchy and hot all the way. Nearly let out a moan. The key lies in Tiangshan gathering the jazz musicians. The night when the strongest evolved beings held their meeting, Li Heiren was observing follower panel. Time is running out for me. I must hurry before ultimate evolved ones find me. Get stronger by maxing out all followers' affection first. Unlock mysterious words and exclusive gear. Extremely sensitive special skin. Could it have been me who knocked it out with a cucumber? Still, Bing Zida is more interesting for sensitive skin. Let's start with him. As Li Heiren's thoughts shifted, a curvaceous beauty suddenly appearing Abavith formation. My lord, this place doesn't look like it's about to turn into a fight. You summoned your subordinate to this desolate wilderness. What do you want me to do? Who would have thought? Li Heiren reached out with a smile and said, the night is long and sleep eludes me. I'd like to ask you to take a walk with me. Can you do me this favor? This remark instantly made Death sulky Banshee blush. What do you mean? Are you trying to favor me with your attention? Li Heiren did not answer directly, then just grab her hand. Let's go. The Banshee shirt starts racing. Everything will be arranged according to Lord Heiren's wishes. This was his first time holding hands with someone of the opposite sex. Can clearly feel Li Heiren's body temperature was flowing through the palm of his hand, a little bit seeping into my body. At the same time, the system prompts. The favorability of the wretched Bansh has increased to 58%. Li Heiren secretly rejoiced in his heart. Just holding hands gave such a big boost. Next, we need to step you poor efforts. After that, he hurriedly dragged the goth girl through a patch of reeds. Let the tender branches sway freely, gently brushing past her ample hips. At this moment, the ragging Banshee could no longer hold back. Twisting her waist. Why are reeds everywhere? These things are remaking me so sensitive. Why do adults? Why on earth did you choose to take a walk in this kind of place? These reeds are like hands of grown-ups, wandering all over someone else's body. Soon, the system kept popping up messages. The Banshee's favorability has increased. He couldn't help but beg Li Heiren for mercy. There are way too many reeds here. You're making my body feel weirder and weirder. If this goes on, I'm afraid I won't be able to take it anymore. Li Heiren didn't expect him to be this sensitive either. Last time, a washouse of blood-sucking caused the Banshee to become overly sensitive and dispelled the summon. We have to take some measures now. Otherwise, the summoning will be cancelled again. So Li Heiren carried the furious Banshee on his back. Now, the reeds won't prick you. Just take a breather on my back for now. But the Banshee was still trembling faintly. Now, the reeds can't prick me anymore. But their body is pressed tightly against the adults. Every step you take, our bodies just rub it against each other once. This is way more thrilling than the feeling of reeds. Before long, the system prompted. The Banshee's favorability has increased to 95%. I've reached my limit. If this goes on, I might lose my composure. Please forgive me, my lord. I have no choice but to take my leave now. Li Heiren, this time, it's all about raising the favorability with the gloomy Banshee. Boosted to 100%, so he didn't think twice. He just tossed the Banshee onto the grass. The bitch thought he was gonna get it on right here. I'm feeling real lion-y right now. The body is getting hotter and hotter. I can no longer accompany you for a walk, my lord. Lee Harem stated, "There's still one very important thing left to do. He can't be let go yet." The wicked banshee's heart is pounding like crazy. I thought, is this about to be violated? But we don't have enough emotional foundation yet. Isn't this a bit too fast? If only I could spend more time bonding with the adults. That would be so nice. But since it's Lord Horan's request, then I have no reason to refuse. While the gloomy banshee was lost in her wild thoughts, Lee Harem had arrogantly lifted her chin. "There's no need to go out of your way to please me. Bing Zida, you're Theon I picked from the arena. The first faller brute along. You're my important partner, just relax. Didn't I tell you already? Just asking you to take a walk with me, that's all." The banshee was both disappointed and ashamed upon hearing this. In the end, I realized it was just my own mind that was filthy. Lee Harem apologized to her. "Clearly knowing your skin is so sensitive, I still insisted on bringing you to a place like this. Actually, I used to have a really tough life. Whenever I feel too stressed, exhausted, I just love coming to Thelica side alone to enjoy the scenery. The calm lake water can soothe my emotions. Let my heart become as calm as water. Give me the Carajetto, keep going." The damn banshee didn't expect it either. The lofty and aloof blood god, even they have a vulnerable side. Mr. Mayan actually opened up to me. This feels exactly like a couple, doesn't it? So this is how I rank in your heart, Harem. So extraordinary when at this very moment. The gloomy banshee's favorability shot straight up to 100%. It was just an accidental brush against the male lead's back of the gloomy banshee. It shot straight up to 100% instantly. The male lead unlocked a new mysterious reward. The bloody castle can fly overhead, building a demonged's exclusive castle. It can also restore health for the demon god and followers. Magic power is obviously giving Lee Harem a fountain, the stronghold for building and nurturing influence. In the long run, it's a pretty sweet reward. It's a shame that he's in desperate need of combat power right now. Then he activated Theskil's soul resonance. At the center of Banshee's chest, summoned a string of necklaces. The spiritual necklace of Bing Zida significantly increases mental attributes and resistance to anomalies. There's also a chance to be immune to magic attacks. If it's a control type spell, the immunity chance will double. Lee Harem carefully examined it for a while, amazed at how this necklace performs against magic-based enemies. It can have unexpected limerisk effects. Then he made a few ambiguous compliments. "This is the exclusive gear born from the resonance of our souls. Only you and I share a soul-deep connection and understand each other perfectly. Only then can't this skill be used. This time, I really owe you one." The banshee blushed crimson upon hearing this. No wonder my chest felt like it was electrified just now. A tingling sensation ran through my body. Isn't this just my soul giving birth to a child for the grown-up? Lee Harem, on the other hand, turned his gaze to the lake, lost in thought. Next, it's time to continue the challenge of the Blood Domain arena. Gain more followers, then win their favor in shortest time possible. As long as I can unleash the peak bloodline one more time, then there's no need to further siege from the elite center. Even if you're unlucky and don't get it in the draw, it's still possible to leave this place. Use the blood castle to carve out your own territory. Just as Lee Harem went deep in thought, the wretched banshee suddenly hugged him from behind. Lee Harem asked, somewhat awkwardly, "What's up, bro? What's wrong with you?" The gloomy banshee also dropped her pretenses. I hadn't expected that, in their parents' eyes, to actually hold such a special status. "You are the one I've been desperately waiting for, my true love. You say our souls are in harmony and our hearts are connected. Doesn't that mean we're a perfect match made in heaven? Just now, on a spiritual level, I've already had a child for you. Then shouldn't the physical aspect keep up as well?" These words sound very subtle, but it made Laharan's heart race. He knew the banshee was completely heartbroken. At this moment, the wretched banshee slowly advanced toward Lee Harem step by step, until his lips finally felt the warmth inside the demon god's body. Soon, After they had been passionately for 2.5 hours, the utterly exhausted Banshee is completely worn out, lying on the grass shivering. At the same time, Tened the Blood Fiend Essence Beast, level promoted to Tier 5 Intermediate. However, each follower can only take effect once. The damn Banshee kept praising Lee Harem for being so amazing. It not only brought him an unparalleled ultimate experience, and it even helped him break through to a higher realm. After saying she completely crushed the Banshee, she immediately retreated back. I really can't handle the lingering effects of that feeling. Lee Harem feels that sensitive Eskin is really a big issue. We must find a way to help him overcome this. Otherwise, it will become a fatal weakness in battle in the future. He glanced at the moon in the sky again. Think it's still early. You can take advantage of the moonlight to play around in the arena. Soon, he passed through the system, arrived at the preparation room of the Blood Domain arena. Just picked one randomly, the yellow jade gourd that can restore health 3 times. At the same time, I also chose the adventure journey among the 3 buffs. Assist in combat. It's a special period now. You must become as strong as possible in the shortest time, even at the risk. Also choose the option with higher returns. Afterwards, he carried a total of 3 exclusive pieces of equipment, entered the arena, and this time, the 3rd floor challenger defender, galloping across the grasslands. A resilient warrior possessing both speed and defense. The sacred knight holding the sun and music. 5th tier monster Centaur. At first, there was still a bit of politeness. Only Balrog can defeat Balrog. You do have some skills, but against me, you stand no chance. Lee Harem snorted coldly. A female centaur? I've never seen this before. It's a rare species indeed. But your tone is way too arrogant, don't you think? His few short words instantly piss off a centaur. If you're not convinced, then prove it to me. Let me see what you've got. Lee Harem soon fell into an abnormal state. Mockery. You will be forced to attack the target for a period of time. Right now. He only felt his body launching an involuntary attack. A torrent of bloody blade slashed out in a crisscross pattern, and the centaur raised Thesan God's shield in its hand. Form a protective shield. It absorbed all the power off the bloody blade torrent. What? Just one move was almost enough to fully charge the solar aegis. This guy's attack power is unexpectedly so fierce. In order to add the rare female centaur species to my harem, the male lead actually teleported mounted her horse in a flash. With superb tying techniques and bare feet. Locked her body just a few minutes ago. The centaur taunted them. The restraining order forced Lee Harem to display his most powerful sword technique to him, so that the sunshield in his hand, absorbing all the power off moves. Come at me again. Don't hold back your full strength. Attack me fiercely. And Lee Harem knew nothing about special effects of the shield. I mistakenly thought this female centaur was too arrogant. Zhang didn't think too much and just went along with the provocative effect. He went crazy, slashing Aethys' shield like a maniac, until the system suddenly popped up a notification, which instantly severed Lee Harem up. Abnormal status resistance takes effect. The duration of taunt shots been reduced. Lee Harem immediately retreated several steps back after regaining consciousness, thinking that the centaur shield is really thick. Even with a blood-stained blade in hand, plus the attack power bonus at night, even that still wasn't enough to break through his shield, and the centaur looked shocked. The time for mockery hasn't even arrived yet. Does he have a way to resist control? This is a bit tricky, but it's alright. His attack power is already astonishing enough, even if the time for mockery isn't enough yet. But the silver moon gun's energy was still fully charged. After saying that, the centaur fiercely lunged the ground with the butt of his spear, immediately followed by a powerful energy shockwave, spreading outward in circles. Lee Harem was sent flying over 10 meters away. He turned around to steady himself. The energy burst feels incredibly intense, but it carries quite a bit of its own essence. I see. Using mockery to force him to attack the shield. Use the shield to absorb my energy again. Pass it to the spear. using my own Energito attack myself. That's how quick-witted he is. So, does this mean the higher my damage is, the more damage he deals, the higher it gets? Thinking about this, Lee Harem simply hurled the blood-stained blade in his hand, because once you fall for the taunt again, he would unconsciously activate the blood blade torrent attack. The Sun Aegis provides the Centaur with even greater firepower. The Centaur wants to provoke Lee Harem. Is this guy planning to admit defeat? What a buzzkill. Keep going. Hit me hard. I don't feel anything at all yet. With the release oft taunting skill, Lee Harem once again forcibly attacked his shield, but this time, fists were used instead. The Centaur finally gets it too. Understood Lee Harem's intention. No wonder you want to abandon your own weapon. It's to reduce their own output. In the brief moment of mockery, I can't fully charge the music gun. It's clearly our first time facing each other. Quickly analyze my abilities and come up with countermeasures. What amazing insight. But I can be a fifth-tier monster. It's not just about having an impenetrable defense. With that, the Centaur raised his spear and thrust forward a short distance. The spearhead pierced Lee Harem's chest. Seeing blood splatter, he began to laugh mockingly. A warrior without his weapon. What else can be done? But Lee Harem grabbed the barrel of the gun. Who the hell told you that? He sneered. Just because someone uses a sword doesn't mean they're a warrior. His words had barely finished. The skill Blood Jade Borealis immediately activated. The freshly constructed blood instantly and stretched in the air, turning into long, blood-red tentacles, reached for the Centaur. As the sun shield descends, the Centaur was instantly bound hand and body. Their binding technique is even comparable to that of a certain island nation. You've been planning this move from the very beginning, haven't you? Your previous series of actions were all leading up to this. You've been trying to provoke me into making a move. Although you're very smart, but your moves are just too damn cringe. Lee Harem drew the silver moon spear. You think I'm on the 3rd level? Actually, I'm on the 5th floor and can't get the shield. You can't use that shield anymore, can you? Then he swiftly mounted the Centaur's back. I went through all this trouble just to make you my follower. That's why I deliberately altered the skill's form. Otherwise, you would have been riddled with bullets long ago. Since you're a Centaur, then let me tame you properly. This pose is fire. Even the referee was amazed after seeing it. That's absolutely incredible. Lee Harem actually used his body to lock down center. But why do I feel my face burning and my ears turning red? At this moment, the Centaur is trembling all over. I can't believe I fell for his trick. This is the first time Simeon has ridden on top of me, and it's even a man. His body was pressed tightly against mine. I can't break free at all. This feeling is so strange. Painful yet thrilling. If this goes on any longer, I'm gonna suffocate. I can't just sit around waiting to die. I have to fight with everything I've got. The thought of the Centaur's hair actually breaking into a gallop. He sprinted wildly across the arena. If you don't let go now, we'll both end up hurt. A female Centaur experiences being ridden by a man for the first time. My body feels both agonizing and intensely exhilarating. But to secure a victory in this match, she had no choice but to charge the wall with both hooves, threatening the male lead to get off her by saying they'll perish together. But Lee Harem had come precisely with the intention of subduing her. This time, they simply went all out and strangled them unconscious directly. Soon the Centaur lost consciousness to lack of blood supply to the brain. Temporarily passed out, Lee Harem, after securing victory in the 3rd tier of the arena, and drank from Thiolo Jade Gourd, restore a small amount of health, although slightly injured, but still managed to pull it off. Adventure buff. This time, the settlement reward should be more generous, right? Then the system popped up a notification. Increased his defense and 6% damage reduction. Then they proceeded to ask him, do you want to challenge 4th level of the arena? If the challenge continues, the equipment and buffs remain unchanged. Harem thought. Your Topaz Gourd can still restore health twice. And you can continue to enjoy the bonus rewards of the adventure journey. so I decisively chose to challenge 4th level blood prison arena. Soon, the unconscious center spotty vanished from sight. The arena's commentator also announced, "Please welcome the 4th floor champion of the Bloodbath Arena, Lee Harem." Felt last time was to avoid the centaur's energy. That's why I couldn't fully unleash the power of Bloodblade. This one should come in handy now. But just as his thoughts wandered, deep within the Grand Gate, suddenly, massive octopus tentacles stretched out one after another. But under Lee Harem's forceful and decisive strikes, they all shattered into pieces for they even made an appearance. The skills are real ready coming at me. What an impatient person. As countless the octopus tentacles unfurled, a woman with 3s walked out. I can't do anything about it either. Your scent is too alluring. It makes me restless the moment I see it. How should I play with you to make it the most exciting? Facing a tentacle monster even more hardcore than yourself. Lee Harem said he needs to properly discipline or train someone to get them in line. But the tentacle monster squirmed its body. First, he dodged Lee Harem's slash, and then extend countless tentacles, launching a sneak attack from side who's schooling who. It's still hard to say. At this moment, Lee Harem froze midair, accompanied by countless tentacles wildly smashing the ground. After the dust settled, only to see Lee Harem had already dashed away, withdraw a considerable distance. Is this all you've got to try and teach me a lesson? Dream on. All they could see were those tentacles piercing into the ground. And yet, it keeps digging deeper underground. And then from the position where Lee Harem was standing, quickly stretched out and enveloped him. He enveloped me with the ultra-high-speed flurry of his tentacles. What do you want, Toto? Block my movements? However, in the very moment Lee Harem's mind wandered, those tentacles had already bound his limbs. Damn, that move just now. It was just Toms's with my head. I fell for the trap, and that tentacle monster quivered with excitement. Finally caught you. How should I torment you? Just the thought of it. It's already making people unbearably excited. And these tentacles are not ordinary tentacles. It contains intense toxins mixed in, and cause poisoning in the victim. Lose 0.5% of max HP per second. Duration is 60 seconds. Lee Harem felt the flow of life. Distortion is terrible. His tentacles are highly toxic. At this rate of losing health, in less than 2 minutes, I'm done for. The tentacle monster said the moment it got caught. He's already lost. My tentacle's surface is covered with countless tiny mouths. They will cling tight to the surface of your skin, and continue a slyrus potent toxins. But, if you're willing to call me a good sister, I could spare your life if I wanted to. But his words had barely left his mouth. A wonderfully ecstatic tickling that's to die for, suddenly spreading through every nerve in the body. Turns out Lee Harem casually took a bite of the tentacle, finished the daily tasks. It also added a bit of strength, taking advantage of the moment when the tentacle monster let its guard down. Lee Harem activates the skill Crimson Flash, breaking free from the restraints. The tentacle monster is now blushing furiously. That's so unsportsmanlike. Even the mouth was used. You hurt your sister, now she's angry. After letting out a few delicate moans, only to find that Lee Harem had already vanished without a trace. At this moment, Lee Harem activated the Blood Shadow technique. At the same time, he took a second sip from the yellow jade gourd. Restore current HP to 49%. His poisonous tentacles are rendered quite tricky to deal with. Once you get hooked, we'll lose 30% of their health. And my gourd only has one last sip left. If this drags on, we'll surely lose. The tentacle monster couldn't see the enemy and felt uneasy in its heart. Are you using stealth skills to look for a chance to ambush me? Which direction will the attack from? Left or right? Or maybe up top? He just got bitten on a tentacle by the male lead. There's a feeling inside me like he's about to soar into the sky. And the male lead took the opportunity to activate the Blood Shadow technique. Restored a small amount of health. The tentacle monster was afraid that the male lead might suddenly launch a sneak attack, looking around non-stop, trying to find any trace of him. Yet at this very moment, A sharp pillar of blood suddenly shot up from the ground. He scraped his proud and cherished. The proud fullness gradually moistened her chest with blood. Immediately after, countless blood pillars emerged one after another from the ground, stabbing the tentaclemonster repeatedly at first. He can also use the tentacles on his lower body to move around wildly, until Li Harem started anticipating, arrived at his place, amidst the dense forest of blood pillars bursting forth from the ground. This beautiful tentaclemonster's lower body, already pinned firmly to the ground. You really didn't hold back at all. You have absolutely no sense of chivalry. I'm seriously going to get angry, sis. But Li Harem suddenly materialized behind him. Do you know how to cherish and protect delicate beauty? That was after I took you in. Suddenly, he swung the bloodied blade in his hand. A sword aura enveloped in violent energy. In an instant, chopped off all the tentacles from the lower body of the beautiful tentacle monster. He stumbled and fell to the ground. At the same time, enter a bleeding state, losing a small amount of health per second. At this moment, he lost the arrogance he had at the beginning. Damn it, so damn annoying. How dare you mess up my body like this? Absolutely unforgivable. And Li Harem is also in a poisoned state. Current HP remaining at 39%. The 5th tier exotic beast is truly formidable. Just the drugs alone have made me suffer enough. So he took another sip from the topaz gourd, restored 15% of HP. The tentacle monster instinctively dragged its body backward. A vast amount of blood stained the entire arena red. Li Harem raised his sword and said, "The once proud tentacles are gone. What kind of storm can you stir up now? Your fate is already sealed." The tentacle monster pretends to apologize. Wait a second. It was my fault for failing to recognize your eminence. I already know. I was wrong. Yeah, right. His words had barely finished. The third eye on the forehead emits a beam of purple light. Fortunately, the exclusive neclation Li Harem suddenly took effect. Make that magic eye beam lose its effect. Vanished into thin air. Kim Hee-da's spirit necklace is now in effect. To avoid this magic, attack that tentacle monster. Can't understand what's going on here. Where did my skills go? Li Harem was unharmed, but this sneak attack deeply enraged him. Seeing this, the tentacle monster still wanted to beg for mercy. I truly know I was wrong this time. Admit defeat, but the words aren't even finished yet. Li Harem fiercely swung the blood-stained blade in his hand. Once again, it dealt a heavy blow to the tentacle monster's chest. I can't take your words lightly. I'll have to discipline you properly in the future. Seeing the tentacle monster laying limp on the ground, unable to move, the gold medal commentator decisively declared Li Harem the winner. After winning, he received 3 rewards. Not only does poison resistance increase, it also gained the guardian skill instant kill. Li Harem didn't expect it either. Unexpectedly gained this skill. This can be considered an unexpected delight. This adventure was totally worth it. The commentator then proceeded to ask Li Harem. Bloodbath Arena. A boss-level defender appears every 5 floors. These bosses are all extremely dangerous and powerful individuals. The difficulty of killing them will increase exponentially. The challenger on the next floor is a legendary mythical beast, Medusa the Gorgon. Facing an opponent like this, you'd better be fully prepared before you come and challenge me. Otherwise, the consequence will be unimaginable. Li Harem expressed his gratitude to Sally for the reminder, then decisively exited the bloodbath arena. Soon it was morning. Succubus Nico applied medicine for Li Harem all night. But Li Harem felt that he had already drunk the health potion. There's no need to keep dragging it out like this. Nick said not to let one's guard down. Such a flawless body of an adult must never be left with scars. And this was the first time he'd seen an adult so badly injured. It's really heartbreaking. Li Harem naturally understood Nick's intentions, but wanted to become stronger. Getting hurt is just part of the deal. In this world, trying to survive, then we must fight like hell to become stronger. Meanwhile, on this side of the nursing home, Yu Tiangsheng was talking to the female nurse. Wait for the supreme level evolvers from the association to come and support. The opportunity has long been missed. It didn't happen to them. Those bastards don't give a damn at all. My time is running out. If I can't avenge my sons. The old man died with his eyes wide open, the female nurse said. Indeed, there are still quite a few evolutionists with real guts. I might have a way to win over the unions. Fighting alongside you. I am the private doctor you brought back from City B. No one really knows me here. No one even knows my methods. In order to avenge the deaths of his two beloved sons, the old man actually invited the private doctor of the Star Diamond upper rank, coming to assist. But this female doctor had her eyes set on the old man's inheritance. It means both young masters from the elite center are already gone. I hope after everything is done, you can add his name to the will. In the blink of an eye, it was already evening. At a certain checkpoint of the Justice Guild, the female doctor Liu Yao's sneaky movements. It immediately caught the sentry's attention. Recently, very fearsome mutated beast has appeared. President Liu Zhangja lives long. We stand guard here. No one is allowed to leave the city without permission. Now, but the words had barely left his mouth. I suddenly saw Liu Yaoshare stretch out towards it, pierce through the body's awful sentinels within 10 steps. And one by one, they were left hanging in midair. Soon, the bodies of the sentries became withered and dry. It seems to have sucked all the nutrients out of their bodies. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't want it to be like this either. But that old man doesn't have many days left to live. His inheritance is truly overwhelming. I can't help it. This is too good. It was me, based on the aura of the beast from the second young master's corpse, and the specially concocted potion. With my skills, an average person would never be able to tell the difference. Just pour it here. It would turn into that freakish beast. Another tragic incident caused by it. Yu Tiangshang, go to right where I want you. In the following days, Liu Yao pulled the same trick again. The young hero attacked several guilds, and used the drugstore frame Li Harem. And these tragic incidents, it has drawn the high attention of legendary ultimate Liu Genji. That's the vibe. It's the same as that beast that killed Yu Wen and Yu Wu. This is simply an affront to our righteous union. This is a blatant provocation, and I won't let you off the hook. Another female heavy metal band member, Luo Zuan, also feeling down. She finally managed to gather new people to form a group. It was all wiped to teen just one night. Now, what's the point of Banefleeter when I'm all alone? Fuck you. I swear I'm not human if I didn't take you down. At the same time, Balian from Senlin Grupus looking at the report. The guards at so many checkpoint shave all turned into dried up corpses, and the aura of that strange beast was all over the scene. Although the evidences already conclusive, it's that same ferocious beast-like creature from before, but he clearly only targeted the elite center before. Something just feels off. On the other side, Likshuer was practicing yoga, striving to unlock morphin positions. Master, there's no way they'd attack the boulder's checkpoint without a reason. This is so ridiculous. But just at this moment, his mother barged in. Haven't you stopped practicing yoga for a long time? What's bothering you? Li Zuer was a bit surprised to see her mother. How did you get here? It's been years since you last came to see me. Li Hongping expressed apologies. I'm sorry, Mom, for always keeping your identity hidden from others. My work has been too busy, and neglecting you. The strange beast you encountered before. Another bloody crime has been committed at the boulder. I was worried about you, so I came to check on you. Li Zhu urgently explained. There's no way he did it. It just doesn't make sense. There's absolutely no benefit for him to do that kind of thing. Li Hongping was somewhat puzzled by the beast's behavior. How can you judge it with human logic? From the tone of your voice, it sounds like you know him quite well. Are you too close? Li Zuer was acting very unnaturally. No way. How could I be familiar with monsters? I just got lucky. Just barely managed to escape from his grasp. Li Hongping could tell at a glance that her daughter was lying. Your lying skills are really pathetic. You should understand me capabilities. Li Zuer finally understood. You weren't here to see me at all. You're here to investigate strange creatures. After all, I'm just a nobody. A child not even worthy of an identity. No matter how hard I work, and still can't get your attention. Li Hongping glanced at his daughter. I came to find you. At least it's better than the Evolver Soshan and Yu Tiangshang coming after you. I'm doing this to protect you. As he spoke, he activated his power. All the things that happened between Li Zuer and Li Harem, they've already snooped through everything. There are even scenes with explicit content unsuitable for children. Li Hongping, despite being old, still blushed. It's no surprise. They're young people. They sure know how to have wild fun. As Li Hongping's beeping came to an end, Li Zuer gradually regained consciousness. You saw it all, didn't you? How could you do it without my permission? You just went ahead and snooped on my skills. Li Hongping expressed an apology, but he clearly remembered. The name Li Harem isn't some mythical beast, but a dead man instead. A while back, an elite team from Thelite Center had an accident. A contracted porter died. I happened to see the accident report at the association. That dead porter was named Li Harem. His photo, it's exactly the same as the Lord Horan you remember in your memory. And he was the one who asked you about Thelite Center's information, wasn't he? And an orderly interview with the survivors of that accident at the time. Got revenge for that. That alone is enough to prove they're the same person. An ordinary personwo hasn't evolved, but in just a few days turned into a powerful beast. And still maintain entire humanity. This is absolutely unbelievable, should say. He is a human who has gained the power of mythical beasts. Sure's mom thinks you did nothing wrong last time. He exposed himself to save you from Yuwu's hands. This time, our Honking group must go all out to protect him. Perhaps, the fate of our Honking will also be changed because of him.